740. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he. Sactown Sports. That's a way to view us. Certainly the old-fashioned way over the radio. What's a radio? Who has a radio anymore? Good morning to those of you that are on the radio. On our app, a smart speaker, however you are consuming us. We do thank you. Good morning to each and one and all of you, everyone. Jason Ross, Christopher Ladd. Yeah, Carmichael Dave. What time did we get that text this morning? Let me see if I can. 4:08. That's not a good feeling. He woke up, boys. I'm sorry. The migraines. Ugh. As someone who has never had one, I'm thankful for that. I was just thinking about that the other day. Maybe I say the other day, I always say that, but it's probably like a week or two ago. I was thinking, Dave hasn't had one of those in a while. That's a good thing for him.
Way to go.
Yeah. It was like a 2-week-old jinx. But those are real. Oh, Ross.
Every single thing that every fan does at home or at the stadium makes a direct impact in the game.
Someone's saying Ross the Boss Squad, but you've already got Verlaud Squad. Can't have two squads. Just one. Dave out too much yesterday being on the Style Show and Whitey Show. Was he on both shows? News to us?
Yeah, I don't know.
Campeo says so. Campeo, is that true? I mean, so much going on. I don't know about that. If that's true, I believe you. You're a regular. You're faithful, and we thank you for that. Today on the show, we've got a lot to get to today because it is Wednesday. Normally, we would visit with UC Davis head football coach Tim Plow at 6:45. We're moving his time a little bit to about 7:15 today, so he's going to join us. It's a big week for the Aggies. They're trying to get to the semifinals if they can win this week. They're in the quarterfinals. If they get a home game, so they got a break last week. They won. That was the most important thing, but took advantage of the heavy favorite in the tournament, North Dakota State, losing at home. The Bison, undefeated until last week. So we'll talk to Tim Plow about that. We also, through the magic of our wonderful producer, Christopher Ladd, will be getting a Hall of Famer on the show. None other than San Francisco 49ers' own former Niner, Patrick Willis.
I know that dude.
What you talking about, Willis? He is going to join us right around 8:30. Look forward to that. And then at 9, we will be visited by Katie Christensen.
Oh, my gosh. You're just lame.
Well, last time what was that? Oh, I think it was the day before Thanksgiving. Dave was out, and it was supposed to be Katie. We didn't have Katie. She apologized profusely that night. I think we had a Kings home game, and so it's okay. It happens. But she will be back with us today, 9 o'clock. So those are some of the things we have set up for you today that we look forward to. And then all of our regular staples, the things that you've come to know and love. We will wrap things up with Crosstalk with Alan Stiles. We have a fresh batch of celebrity birthdays, people enjoying their birthday on this December 10th. So we've got those kind of things coming your way. We will have 3 for Madness. We will have leading off coming up. Maybe. We also will.
That's a big maybe because my computer is not helping me today.
Oh. Well, I know for the last couple of weeks you have prepared leading off, so we might have to go to a past.
You leading off every single day?
We will see how I'm able to do on some of the metrics that we have been asked to do in our competition. I'm going to see if I can help elevate our show on that. We're struggling. We're a little bit behind, something that Dave was very vocal about yesterday. So we'll see how we do with that today. But yeah, we've got all our regular things coming your way. I do want to say before we do get to leading off, allegedly, Chris, the last 2 days ago, I think you brought in soup that you made. We always have to have a food segment even without Dave. What's your official title for the soup that you made?
It's just chorizo potato soup.
Chris has brought in some soups and some different foods over the years. And when I say this is number one by a long shot, it is not to infer that the others were not good, because they all were very good. Very good. But this one, I don't know. I don't know what you put in there. Your foot in it, because it was good. Man.
Calm down, Quentin.
What's that?
Quentin Tarantino. He likes feet.
Oh, he does? More than Rex Ryan?
Yes.
Really? Is this, obviously it's known.
Very well known.
Oh, is it it already sounds creepy. Is it really bad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To where everyone expects it in every movie.
Oh, he shows people's feet?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm picking up a few movies that have that. I was like, well, no. Oh, yeah, okay. Did not know this. Stuff you learn. I'm this many years old when I learned about that. Quentin Tarantino and his foot fetish.
Yeah, you're about 30 years late to the game.
Yeah, but you know what? It's new to me. It's brand new to me. But your soup was phenomenal. So I told you I tried some. Here's how you know it's good. The other day, I told you yesterday, I left, or 2 days ago, after the Kings game, and I was literally walking to my car. I go, gosh, I feel like I forgot something, but I don't know what it is. And then I go, oh, Chris's soup is in the downstairs fridge. So I went back in, got it, came home, and I'm like, well, I've already eaten for the night, but I do want to.
Just want to give it a try.
I gotta give it a try. And literally opened the Tupperware lid that you provided with the soup in it, and I didn't warm it up. I just took a. I go, I'm just gonna try. I know it's cold, but I go, ooh, now that's good. That's really good. So then yesterday afternoon, little lunchtime, I went, oh, you know what sounds good? That soup. And you had a little extra bag on the top of chorizo.
Yes.
And it already had chorizo in it, but I
like to get a little extra.
It's like a little bit of crumbs, a little topper. And just like that guy, the Salt Bae, just sprinkled it on and warmed that up. Good work, Chris. So the empty Tupperware that you provided that was full is now sitting in your office.
Well, you know what? I think I've got some good news. I haven't checked for sure, but I'm pretty sure.
I
think there's some extra in the refrigerator because I don't think Dave took his home.
So Dave has left the puppy chow Still has his protein balls over here.
Ooh, I might take one of those later.
Okay, you a little hungry? You have the soup downstairs if you need it, but he's left that. Oh, boy. Yeah, Chris Guerrero is always concerned, where's Dave? Hi, Chris. Hi. We're here. He has a migraine, yeah. The rest of the show is informing him of that. What else do we got on our chat line? Yeah, Dave was Styles Show on the mic and Whitey in the chat. Okay. Well, that sounds
on the mic. Did he stay? Like, this is around the time that we're still here.
Yeah, I had to leave right away yesterday, but I don't remember. Usually, I am here for a while. That is unlike Dave. Oh wait, no. When we last talked to him, he had to go downstairs. Our engineer had a concept idea for him.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how that went. I never heard any feedback from him. Oh, Kayla was taking a shot at Dave's goodie bags. Good for Kayla. Yeah. That's fair game. I know a lot of people are always concerned about how this room has a lot of stuff over here to the area to my right. Well, most of it my guy Dave's. This morning when I was getting ready to come here, Chris had already called this morning to see if I had seen the text, which I had. But I was right after I talked to you, Chris, I'm like, all right, just about heading out the door. I go outside, get in the car, and I'm walking to the car. We have our car's outside. It's a detached garage, so whatever. It's just, ours is one of those houses where it's an older house and the garage is not connected to the house. So anyway, I'm getting to the car and I see something like out of the corner of my eye kind of dart by me. And I went, did I see something? What was that? And then I look and there's some, we have our Christmas lights up. So there's there's lights, but it's not super light. Usually we put other lights like house lights on. But with the Christmas lights, it lights up the night and the morning enough. And I look and then I see these like reflective eyes that are looking at me. And I'm like, ooh, what is that? Because it's not a cat. It's bigger than a cat. It certainly wasn't a dog. And I went, oh my, that's a fox. And it had a big bushy tail. And we've had a fox in our neighborhood several times. I've seen it. It's been in our yard before. And now it was in the driveway. And then I didn't know what to do. It wasn't coming towards me. It was, I think I scared it. And then I was trying to do I just went to my old reliable, to scare a cat away. It wasn't doing anything.
Fragile ego, fragile body.
Not that fox.
Weak mind, weak spirit.
And I just didn't know what to do. I go, well, it's not bothering me. I'm not going to bother it. So let me just eventually just get in my car and drive. And I went away. But I wondered where the fox went. And I'm thinking, in our area, we're near the river. We're in a van down by the river. And we get turkeys quite a bit. I've seen coyotes. And I've seen this fox, skunks, of course. But then I realized, oh my goodness, I know why they're probably here. Our neighbor has chickens and a rooster. And it's like we're in the city.
But you're not talking about the fine people at Roosters on the River.
Not the fine people at Roosters on the River, who sponsor our Celebrity Pick 6 every Friday.
I heard some good news, too.
What's that?
Think you better open your Rolodex. Think we're going to have Celebrity Picks during the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah.
That's news to me.
I was going to tell you during the break.
I have it's not that I can't fulfill that. Wait, how are we going to do that? There aren't 6 games.
Well, it'll be Celebrity Picks.
Okay.
Maybe we reach out to our best ones.
Oh, give them a fighting chance?
Yeah. We reach out to the best ones and we say, hey, you did the best. Now let's see how you guys do in the playoffs.
Put them all against one another?
Yeah.
Herky comes back. You?
Me, obviously.
Yeah.
Cody.
Yeah. Do we let G-Man and Ken Korak back in?
Oh, man.
1-5 and 0-6. Wow.
A shameful performance.
That shows you how good they are at their job.
Absolutely.
Because they don't have time to pay attention to these NFL games.
Right. Why would they be so consumed with that when they are working on their craft all the time? Well, that's good to know. All right. So thank you to Roosters on the River. But yeah, I was thinking, is that why the Fox is in our neighborhood? And I've heard, like, we live by the American River Trail, I guess, over there by the river, like I said. We walk down there a lot. Sometimes someone said, "Oh yeah, I've seen a mountain lion out here." I'm like, "You have?" We just got all sorts of wildlife, and we're at a major intersection near our house and major part of the city. But Sacramento's unique in that way. Do you ever wake up to wildlife, or you have other kind of wildlife by you, Chris?
Occasional raccoon.
Yeah.
Occasional possum.
I
have seen like a coyote, like running around Fruitridge and Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
You're just going like, what are you doing? Where do you stay? How do you get out here? What are you doing? Was it a possum or an opossum?
Opossum.
Yeah. So yeah, that was an interesting wake up to see that. And the fox, if it's the same fox that I've seen in the neighborhood, it's gotten bigger. It's a little bit bigger. It's worked out in the off season. It's thick. It's been eating good in the neighborhood.
Gained 15 pounds of muscle.
Yes. But by the end of the year, after all the games and the back-to-backs, it'll lose a little bit of that muscle. All right. Well, we've got so much to get to today, but, what do you say? We try this. Let's lead off.
Let's do it.
Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Well, it was heartbreak around this time each of the last 2 years. The Knicks came up short in the NBA Cup quarterfinals, losses to Milwaukee and to Atlanta. But this year, they get the job done, and they're on their way to Vegas for the NBA Cup semifinals. It's a 117-101 win over the Raptors here in the NBA Cup quarters. And the Knicks will be playing for a whole lot as they head west this weekend.
Vegas! Yes. We've got the Eastern representatives in the Cup as the New York Knicks, you heard there, victorious in the second game of the Cup quarters to get to the semifinals. As last night, New York, 117-101 winners, and they move on. I still think kind of the Cup, I think we've now fully experienced it, what I'm guessing the majority of the league feels about the Cup. Because year one, Chris, remember when the Kings got to this stage and they advanced out of the pool play? They got to this spot. Now, they ultimately lost that game. But we were all kind of into the Cup. And then the last 2 years, not so much. This year, getting swept, no wins. Basically, we knew they were out after they were 0-2. And so I don't know if it's a city-by-city experience. Like, I watched the games. It was fine. I mean, I know they're regular NBA, regular season games, I should say. But the league is really trying to push the Cup. They have been. They always do. And I'm okay with their goal of this. And maybe it takes years, but we're into year 3. And I bet the people of Toronto were excited for that yesterday, though they lost. The Knicks obviously advance. Orlando advance, beating Miami. So, those are exciting things for those teams in those areas. We'll see about tonight, too, when the West takes over. And you have 2 more games with Phoenix and OKC. And then the Spurs and the Lakers. But we'll see how that goes. All right, let's get to cut number 2 and leading off.
Cut number 2.
Rivers will throw a fade to the right side, looking for T.Y. Over the shoulder grab is made. Touchdown, T.Y. Hilton. His first touchdown in 2020. And it makes the score 38-26.
2020? They had sports back in 2020? Yeah, that's the last time we saw Phillip Rivers. He's that far removed. But as we announced yesterday, right at the end of the show, it became official. We knew that the Colts had worked out the 44-year-old, and now they've signed him. And whether
I pay my taxes.
Whether or not he ultimately starts, or he's just an insurance policy, and Riley Leonard is the starter, which I would guess this week. But I'm still amazed by this entire concept and idea. I think elements of this story are really cool. We had a good conversation yesterday with Sean Salisbury, and if you missed it, I encourage you to go back to our podcast page and check it out. But the fact that Indianapolis, who was having an absolutely amazing season, there was talks at one point where Daniel Jones was one of the leaders, certainly for comeback player of the year, but also he was in MVP conversation. Certainly Taylor was too as a running back. Jonathan Taylor's had an amazing season. But the Colts were the darlings of the league, and now they've had some losses, and certainly they had the key injury to Daniel Jones, and their season is now gone from in jeopardy of, could they be the 1 seed, maybe the 2 seed in the AFC, to are they going to make it? And as an organization, they feel they are better off signing a 44-year-old quarterback who hasn't played in 5 years than anybody that's out there and available that they had maybe in camp, that's floundering on another team, that's available, that's not being picked up, that's played more recently in the, Canadian Football League or the XFL or just some other spot, a practice squad from somewhere else. They thought, nope, we're going to go with Phillip Rivers, which, again, I think elements of this story are absolutely awesome. But it's also telling how difficult that position is, how demanding it is, and Indianapolis feels like, hey, look, Rivers was with us, though it was years ago, that we kind of trust him more so than anyone else possible.
The weird thing is I think, was it next year he was eligible for the...
Yeah.
But now he's got to wait another 5 years after this.
Which, for him, that's a few more kids, a few more grandkids.
I pay my taxes.
A few more grandkids later. But
great-grandkids by then?
Ooh. Probably not. If he just became a grandpa, but who knows? Who knows? Again, like I said, I think there are elements to this story that are very, very cool, but others that are a bit concerning about the position. I want to see it. There is, like I said, it's not a car accident description, like, oh, well, I got to look at this. No, Phillip Rivers is obviously still, he's one of the great quarterbacks we've seen. I don't doubt that he can do it, but how effective? I know there was a clip roaming around yesterday. I think he was on with Dan Patrick, I want to say back in maybe August this year, and Dan asked him, oh, it looks like you could still play. He goes, I'm a little bit heavy. He goes, no, I definitely could play. He goes, I'd probably need a wheelchair the next day, but I could go out and play. And that kind of thing is what's a little bit scary. But best to him, best to the Colts. We'll see where that goes. All right, let's get to cut number 3.
Cut number 3.
And it's swung on, rocketed to right, high and deep, and on its way into the second deck. No doubter from Schwarber, his second of the night. Kyle Schwarber with home run number 56 on the season.
Well, the winter meetings are going on. Baseball's off-season hot stove, however you want to refer to it, is continuing. And yesterday, Schwarber signed his deal when he was rumored with the Pirates and other teams interested in him. Well, the Phillies said, not so fast. You're staying with us. He signs a big deal, $150 million to stay with the Philadelphia Phillies. The Dodgers, the champs, get richer as they add closer Edwin Diaz on a $69 million deal. There's a few more smaller deals that are going on, and there'll be constant deals over the next weeks and months as baseball continues to dole out money. And yet I think everybody's anticipating we're about 1 year away from a lockout in the sport. I hope not. I hope they can get things sorted out, but we shall see. But baseball continuing to make moves. All right, for us, we got a lot to get to. Like we said on the show, Tim Plow joins us at 7:15. Patrick Willis at 8:30, Katie Christensen at 9, and you can join us all day long right here on the text line at 916-339-1140, in our chat on our YouTube for our show page, and on the phone lines as well, 916-339-1140 or 1-800-920-1140. When we come back, we're going to dive a little bit into last night in the NBA, but first, college football is constantly changing. A big deal that happened at the University of Utah, which could impact the sport in a sport that's constantly changing. We've got that next.
A Sacramento tradition continues this year. The Santa Parade. Free for all to enjoy, circling Capitol Park beginning at 10 a.m. December 13th, the joy of the holiday season. Santa Claus is coming to Sacramento with the 41st Santa Parade. Join Sactown Sports 1140 December 13th beginning at 10 a.m.
Brought to you in part by Western Health Advantage.
Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heating and Air. They're now upgrading what they do to include plumbing. They're bringing that same expertise and experience to the plumbing space. So they're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy home pros. You hear me talk about them all the time as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get second opinions on any HVAC service or replacement. And now you can get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. They'll come out to your house for free and give you that second opinion. And right now, they got a free furnace special with a full system installation up to $2,500 in rebates. All for a company that's been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
It's the energy all around you. The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration. The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it. Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Call Maverick Electrical to claim your free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check with a donation. This month, donate 5 canned foods to Maverick Electric's Holiday Food Drive and get a free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check. They'll collect your cans at the appointment and make sure your heat stays comfy and your lights stay steady, so the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com to schedule your free tune-up today.
What will a Maverick do? 'Cause you are a Maverick too.
Give to get with no gimmicks. Limited appointments, some restrictions apply.
Year-end pricing's in effect. Every vehicle's priced to sell before the new year during Happy Honda Days. At Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get behind the wheel of your new Accord or Civic today. Own or lease during Happy Honda Days at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton and Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton and Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, official foundation repair company of Cal Athletics.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See the website for details.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is offering free full diagnostic panels of $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This Sponsor the Clock is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Well, one thing's for certain, the world of college sports is ever changing, and we are in some sort of just transformative time frame here over the last 5 years, and I don't know what the next 5 will have, from now athletes getting paid in NIL money, name, image, and likeness, and I'm okay with that to some extent. I mean, I think a lot of that needs to be policed. I think there was a really good clip I saw on social media with Ed Ogeron, who was at LSU, USC, different spots over his years. And he said, yeah, the difference.
Go get there and get the ball there.
His analogy of the difference of college football now to when it was just a few years ago. He's like, yeah, we had money before, and it used to, the cash used to come in through the back door, he would say. Like there'd be kind of secret, you're hiding it. You're trying to be less, you just don't want to be caught with it. And he's like, now it just comes,
more of an open secret.
Yeah. Now it's like, it just comes walking right through the front door. Everybody knows about it. It's not a, hey, they're paying that guy. Yeah, they are. Or that gal, whoever it is. Now, the thing is, these schools or these boosters, they have the money. And I'm okay with the athletes getting it. It's just, that's been one area that's changed. We've seen realignment. We've seen all sorts of things that have been changing with the sport. There was a story yesterday about Troy Aikman said he gave, I think his story was that he wrote a significant check to a person to go play quarterback at UCLA. They were there for one season, and he said he never got as much as a thank you. I mean, I believe that. I mean, I don't believe Troy Aikman's lying, whether the school's not thanking him, whether the athlete specifically. And I don't know how it works. I don't know if the athlete knows, like, hey, look, this NIL money came directly from Troy Aikman, or if it just goes into a pool and that money is shared when the school says, hey, we're willing to offer you X amount of dollars. But that feels a bit, not a little wrong, first and foremost, but just that's where we are with that. Well, yesterday, there was a story out of the University of Utah, and they're looking to do things a little bit differently. And I've heard rumors about this in the past, but this is the first university, at least that I know of, that has gone this route. They're aiming to boost their athletic revenue. This is the University of Utah with a private equity deal. So they announced a plan to help the athletic departments generate new revenue streams, in part through its first-of-a-kind partnership with a private equity firm. The school announced yesterday the formation of Utah Brands and Entertainment LLC, which will be owned by the university's foundation. It's being touted as a way to build the school's brand and enhance the athletic program. The new company could generate around $500 million in capital. So, I don't know, Chris, you alerted us to this story first yesterday, but I'd love your initial reaction to what you saw when you read this piece.
What are we doing? I just wish that they would just completely break off athletic departments and schools. Because now you have for-profit companies coming to these schools.
Yeah.
Not looking to, like, oh, we're making a donation to the school for this. Oh, we believe in this. Oh, we're going to buy this building so we can get interns and they could come to our business. We're looking for the best of the best to help our business. This is just like, okay, we own this percentage. You make the rules or whatever at a certain time. We will come for our money, and we expect a return on it.
Yeah, I know USC, Michigan have been talking about something similar to this. There is no hierarchy here. There's no one policing this. And so
I believe the NCAA says for them to allow it, the school has to have the final say on decisions.
Okay, so again, nobody's policing it, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
but what does that even mean? Like, hey, we're going to give you this money, but we expect this, this, and this.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And who's
the school had the final decision on that?
Yeah. Who's holding him to that? And it's just, I don't know. I don't know what the fix is. I mean, that's not a bad idea. What you say, separate athletics from the school, and maybe to some extent they do, but not in its entirety. I think we're getting closer, at least in college football, where just the common code words I've heard over the years where people are saying, well, these student athletes, they are that, but this has turned, I mean, it's such a business. It's always been, it's even become more of a business. And what's crazy, Chris, how about this? Like you and I could get in this market right now today with zero experience if, I just forgot your, was it your nephew or your cousin that was in here? Is it Michael?
David,
excuse me, David. When David came through, and he's what now? Probably, is he 9? 10. So, like, we get in with their family, and well, you already are, but you just go, like, we're going to be his agent. And we could be any athlete's agent right now.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to have these criteria or whatever. Oh, yeah, my guy wants to go, he's going to leave Purdue because we're getting him to Florida, and we got this new NIL deal for him. And it's just players have agents now without a ton of experience.
Which I don't even have a problem with that. It's just like, stop pretending like these are these are educational institutions.
Right.
Like they are, but this is completely separate from, this isn't what they are set up to do.
No, and that's like when they were talking about, Coach Lane Kiffin leaving, or here locally, Marion leaving during the season that just ended for the Hornets. Kiffin's was still going on. But, what's the protection there? Changing the calendar, then some of the pushback on changing the calendar when the season's over. Well, the next semester of school has started. I'm like, okay, let's get away from, people are enrolling early and not going to class, and some are going to class. Some are graduating early or getting 5 years and they're going to grad school. Like there's so many different realms of the school part of it that I think that's probably a bigger factor in the other sports than it is in football. And literally football has become such a mega making money endeavor that it has to be treated differently. And here's Utah treating itself differently and trying something different that, again, it will either take off and work and other schools will try it, or it won't. And what's the protection against that? So it's everybody's looking to get more funds for their university. And sadly, that's probably the real sad part, Chris, is if you and I had a ton of money and we wanted to donate it to a school, are you more likely to donate it to, let's say, Sac State's athletic department, or, hey, I really want to help get a new chemistry lab? I mean, I think more people are donating to the school's athletic programs. And they're not wrong for that, but, are these universities becoming more known for their athletics or for their academics? And some can do a good job of both. Others have become strictly athletic entities, and some we're seeing more as academic.
I mean, we've heard people talk about Stanford where they say it as like a negative.
Yeah, it's like they have
what
to do
is even the
NIL.
point?
Yeah. It's like, it's really hard. They're just going to school, but they're not big in the NIL. And I'm like, so they're getting an incredible education and showing off an ability to play sports. And the elite of the elite, they'll move on. Andrew Luck, he was great. They knew it, and he moved on to have a nice pro career. It needs a bath. It needs a cleansing. It needs somebody to come in there and say, this is what we're now going to do. This is how the sport's going to go going forward. This is our new calendar. This is what we're going to allow. And then if you break said rules, then you get punished. But right now, There's so much chaos. I don't even know what the rules are anymore. So it feels a bit out of control.
It honestly feels like money in politics type of thing.
Yeah.
Like this needs to be here, this needs to be here, but like
they're blended.
They can blend, but only on certain rules, but you don't really know what any of those are.
Yeah, and then there's so many powerful people that's like, well, yeah, that's too big of a person to tell them no. Is it? Like we just need to establish some of these rules. But while it's the wild, wild west and the chaos, it's going to keep going this way. It really will. Speaking of college football, we'll talk more about that we'll talk more college football with Tim Plow, UC Davis head football coach. He joins us at 7:15. When we come back, does the NBA have this figured out with the Cup? We had the East games last night. The West takes over tonight. We know the Kings are nowhere around any of that. We'll talk about more in the league's desire to get another kind of landmark event during its season. Do they have it right? We'll discuss it next.
A Sacramento tradition continues this year. The Santa Parade, free for all to enjoy, circling Capitol Park beginning at 10 a.m. December 13th, the joy of the holiday season. Santa Claus is coming to Sacramento with the 41st Santa Parade. Join Sactown Sports 1140 December 13th beginning at 10 a.m.
Brought to you in part by Elk Grove Chevrolet, Western Health Advantage, and OK Tire and Automotive.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for Hoblet's Wrap the Year Up sales event?
Right now, you can save up to $12,500 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesmans with no payments for 90 days. That means you drive home a new Ram today and don't make your first payment until March of next year. Or you can save up to $5,250 off MSRP and get 0% for 72 months, saving you thousands in finance charges.
Everyone keeps saying 0% is impossible to find. I guess they weren't checking at Hoblet.
We strive every day to get our customers the best deals on the truck they need. Affordability is key, and right now we have new 2025 Ram 1500 starting as low as $34,995.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. $12,500 toll net savings on select new 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesman after $7,250 factory rebates and $5,250 dealer discount. Rebates include $4,750 national, 10% below MSRP rebate. $2,000 holiday select inventory, $500 on the job upfit, must show eligible upfit. To this net savings, sample VIN 197717. See dealer for details.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right, you can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The clock is ticking. This holiday season, give the gift they'll really love. A new Honda from Northern California's best Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Happy Honda days are happening right now. Score big with low payments, top trade-in value, and a huge selection of new Hondas, all at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on the results of the study recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers 2025.
Get auto care that values your time at OK Tire and Automotive Tire Pros, Sacramento's family-owned shop since 1965. Need new tires? Enjoy free vehicle pickup, delivery, and a courtesy shuttle. Every fifth oil change is free. From star smog checks to key fobs, our ASE certified team handles it all. With over 870 five-star reviews, you're in good hands. Call today. Our advisors are here Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Kohl's Customer Appreciation Event is here, right in time for the gift exchange. Even though everyone pretends gifting isn't a competition, it kinda is. At Kohl's, save on gifts everyone will fight over. From sweaters and flannels to air fryers, toaster ovens, and more. Because deep down, the gift exchange isn't just about giving. It's also about winning. Shop Kohl's and save on top gifts now. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offers end December 14th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Good morning to one and all. Jason Ross, Christopher Laud, Carmichael Dave, dealing with those just nasty migraines. So hopefully he'll be back with us. Usually,
David, are you here? Can you hear me?
Usually it's a one-day thing, so hopefully the best for him and his return tomorrow. To come, Patrick Willis will be joining us. Katie Christensen, Tim Plow, UC Davis head football coach, coming your way. I do want to ask those of you, though, on our chat, our regulars here, thank you for being here this morning. Also on our text line, kind of this question. The NBA Cup. It continued last night. The Eastern Conference, you had Orlando advancing, New York advancing. Congrats to them. They're going to Vegas. That's fun. The West takes over tonight. But the question is, does the league have this figured out? In the break, I actually kind of Googled that, I forget what my actual question was. Is the NBA Cup working? And it took me to a Reddit thread, which...
Well, that'll get your answers.
Yeah, that'll always get your answers. But, it's a pulse of some people. It's not the end-all, be-all. But a lot of it is, I don't care, never cared. I cared year one. It seems like the regular season with wacky courts. I could see that. Different uniforms, wacky courts. Some say they like it. Some say they don't. Some say it should be more East-West. Some say it should be more in your division. I think the point here that my takeaway is, if the NBA is trying, which they are, to do something different that gets you more excited about the regular season games, what could they do? And I think, Chris, when it first started, we all got caught up in what they were playing for. And I think the very first one, it felt like, to me, it succeeded in the fact that those games seemed to feel a little bit extra, which drew more attention. Then you got the advancing stages, and then you got the championship. And that year it was the Lakers and the Bucks, and the Lakers won, and they really went for it. And, okay, obviously I think if you're in it now, I think you're going for it. You want to win. I mean, OKC could win this, continue to add to their incredible record, coming off a championship, could win this, could win the regular season, or could win the NBA championship again and have this incredible run. But I always ask you this, Chris, because I go to soccer that has this incredible ability, and maybe it's because it's been done now for years. In your league that you follow, there's about 3 or 4 different things that you're constantly chasing, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's...
So I would say this is sort of like the League Cup,
mm-hmm.
which is the lowest level cup in English Premier League. And it's one of those things that you kind of keep your eye out as it's happening. Like City is in the quarterfinals, so it's just like, oh, okay. And then if they make the semifinals, okay, I want them to win this, but it's just like, you're not heartbroken if they did.
Of the extra things they play for, it's the one you care the least about?
Yes.
Okay.
Like if they, at the opening of the season, did they play Huddersfield? Yeah.
Is that what they played them in?
Did they?
Well, they played them in something, right?
Yes. And they played like their younger guys, and it was one of those, it's one of those things of, it would be, for Huddersfield Town, it would be great if it's like, oh my gosh, they beat Manchester City, one of the biggest clubs in the world. But there's not that team in these League Cups.
Yeah.
And then if you are, I would like to see it, you would have to add 2 teams because I feel it's too short. It's 3 games. Even if you go all the way, what is that? 3, 4, 5. You're playing 6 games.
In the cup, you could play 4 in the pool play.
3 in the pool play because there's 4 teams in the pool play, right?
No, there's 4. There's 5 total in your pool.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, so you play 4. The most you could play is 7.
Okay.
The most, right? 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Because the 5th and 6th game will count as regular season games. If you get to the championship, it doesn't count as a championship. But I think a couple things might need to happen, and I don't know if this would move the needle. If we take the standings, for example, and we'll put the Kings in it, and maybe that's not a fair example because that's a team we would be naturally attracted to anyway. Let me pick the Clippers, who have the worst record, 3rd worst record with the Kings. If the Clippers had advanced somehow, so they only have 5-6 wins, but a couple of them were in cup play, and they were to go through the cup and win the cup, that to me is like the underdog team. But does that?
And it's also set up that
it's
almost impossible for that to happen.
Right. I mean, your wins,
you would have to have like
your wins are just in the cup.
They want these games to count towards the regular season.
Right.
But the problem with that is that, like, I would say that the way this could work is if it's single elimination. Like, you have all the teams, you mix them all up, and then you go 1v1. So then you can't
get bracket.
So you could get like a couple upsets.
Yeah.
In there to make it like, oh, the Kings are playing the Celtics in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
What if the Kings are able to do this? But because there's this bracket, not this group stage, it's almost impossible to happen.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to keep the authentic nature of the regular season, which I think they've done that, but if you start to get into all 30 teams are involved and it's like a play-in or advancing style, you don't have the right amount of teams. You get a few with I don't know. I don't know how you do it. I don't know if it needs to be a better incentive on what they play for. Now, they're getting extra money, which can be a motivator. People have suggested draft picks or a spot in the playoffs. I think that's too drastic.
Like if the Kings were in the finals, Precious Achiuwa is going all out for this because he would be making more than what he's making
Absolutely.
The entire season.
And there is a charm in that, like even for Zach LaVine and Sabonis who make the most on the team, they also like knowing like, look, they're going to get a little extra, but they love it. Like, man, this is going to do a lot for Precious Achiuwa. Look what this will do for Dylan Cardwell, Devin Carter, some of these guys that are on the roster, but even if they don't play, I mean, they're going to get a huge check for the team winning. So I think the incentive is there, but I just don't know what other tweaks they can do. They've done the different courts. Sometimes you wear the, city uniforms or whatever. I mean, to me, the courts are fine. Whatever. It's a nice little gimmick, but I don't know any other way. I don't know if the game is played differently as far as, Davis suggested maybe even the Elam ending or something that makes it still the regular season, still count in the standings, but feel different, I guess.
I don't think you can do that.
You probably can't unless you truly make it not a part of the regular season.
Now, if you did what they did in the scoring difference, it can't be a regular season game then. And then if it's not a regular season game, then you got guys saying, then, well, what is this for?
Yeah, then why are we playing? Yeah. And part of it, I think, was to make the league and have more games feel like they count. To maybe get more people playing because they've already cut the rules to 65 games you have to play to be eligible for awards. They're trying. I don't think it's flopped, but I don't think it's taken off.
Well, I mean, the thing that also hurts it is because the All-Star game has become just this blah.
Yeah.
So they wanted something like, we could put a game in Vegas once a year, but this is actually going to matter.
Right.
Like the teams playing are going to want to care about it.
Yes. But it goes back to, and we asked this, I think a week or two ago, hey, who won it last year? And remember, like a lot of people couldn't remember that. They stopped here. So you had the Lakers win it, the Bucks win it. The Lakers beat the Bucks. The Bucks beat the Thunder. We'll see who does it this year. But it does, it nowhere near feels like the NBA Finals. And not that it has to, but I don't know. I don't know what the suggestion is for the league. I don't think they have it quite right, but they'll keep trying. All right, when we come back, the 7 o'clock hour, busy hour ahead, we'll take a look closer at the NBA, kind of at, well, here we are basically at the quarter point, maybe slightly past of the season. We'll check in on the NFL. But up next, 3 for Madness. Also in the segment, we'll be followed up with UC Davis head football coach Tim Plow, scheduled to join us at 7:15. So we got all that coming up right here on Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
This 49ers Red Zone Report is being brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Shotgun snap for Purdy. Fakes the give. He runs left. He's got a nose for the goal line, and he's in for a 49ers touchdown. Reed Upton in a celebration for the quarterback, Brock Purdy. The toe looks just fine on a 2-yard scamper, and the Niners lead 16-8. Purdy looks left, throws left, and a head-high catch made at the V in Cleveland by Jawan Jennings for a 49ers touchdown.
Ready, set, win big. When the 49ers win, you score. With 49% off any large pizza, only at Mountain Mike's Pizza. Celebrate every game day with your favorites from our legendary crispy, curly pepperoni, bold sauced up wings, garlic butter drenched sides, and gooey sweet desserts, all hot, fresh, and built for a Niners victory. Download the Mountain Mike's app, join Mountain Rewards, and turn every Niners win into a pizza party. Let's go Niners! Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Year-end pricing's in effect. Every vehicle's priced to sell before the new year during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get behind the wheel of your new Accord or Civic today. Own or lease during Happy Honda Days at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Call Maverick Electrical to claim your free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check with a donation. This month, donate 5 canned foods to Maverick Electric's Holiday Food Drive and get a free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check. They'll collect your cans at the appointment and make sure your heat stays comfy and your lights stay steady, so the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com to schedule your free tune-up today.
What will a Maverick do? 'Cause you're a Maverick too.
Give to get with no gimmicks. Limited appointments, some restrictions apply.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Born in 1892 to a socially prominent family, she was the consummate athlete, proficient in golf, tennis, marksmanship, swimming, and car racing. Many considered her the greatest horsewoman of the century. She was a pioneer in the field of golf course development with 3 world-class courses on her resume: the Women's National Golf and Tennis Club, Cypress Point, and Pasatiempo. Working for SFB Morse of Pebble Beach fame led to her second golf course development, which many consider to be the greatest golf course in the world. Cypress Point where she developed a lifelong friendship and professional relationship with famed architect Alistair McKenzie. Pasatiempo in Santa Cruz was her third development, where she hosted the likes of Bobby Jones, Will Rogers, Babe Saharias, and more. Today, her place is alongside many others in the World Golf Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Marion Hollins, a visionary golf course architect and pioneer of the game. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
This Sponsor the Clock is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports, 1140.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, coming up in about 10 to 15 minutes, we're going to visit with UC Davis head football coach Tim Plow. The mayor of Shredville, the Aggies, still alive in the postseason after a win this last weekend over Rhode Island, and they're going to be home again this week. They were thinking they were going to go on the road to face the number 1 North Dakota State Bison, the heavy favorites. Well, they lost, gave up a 2-point conversion in the last minute to lose that game. And so Davis gets an opportunity to be at home for a second consecutive week. All right, we will talk to him in a few minutes, but let's do it. It is the time for 3 for Madness. Question number 1, Chris.
We are scheduled to have Patrick Willis later in the show. What stands out most to you about his career?
You know what, though? Every time I think about Patrick Willis, like he's one of those guys that it felt like he could have played longer, but he still had a very long and productive and Hall of Fame career. I believe he was around 30 or 29 when he stopped playing. So he got it in, was Pro Bowler almost all the time, and just let me look up his stat. Yeah, 7-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro, part of the All 2010s team, Defensive Rookie of the Year. He is a Hall of Famer, but he just felt like the linebacker position, right? Like when you think of certain things, and you think of quarterbacks or receivers or just whatever position you go across the board in the NFL. Like Patrick Willis is one of those guys that I just envision playing that position. Played it so well, played it so productively, was an athlete, was physical. You have to be a good tackler at that position. You have to be smart. He was all of those things. Like he just was gifted. And it's weird that he had that great of career and you always felt like you just wanted more for him. He was just likable. I'm pretty fired up that you were able to help book him. I know he's promoting, the Super Bowl being in Santa Clara?
Yes.
Yeah.
60 days away.
How many?
60.
Can you believe it?
Unbelievable. And last week, you know how long it was?
How long?
6-7. That's for little David. I know he's listening right now.
It's such a funny thing that it bothers so many people. It's fine.
Which, don't let me know about that.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't say it bothers me. I just, I know they had that at a recent Kings game, the 6-7 cam. And
that was what this. Okay, come on. Yeah. Wait, what would you rather have? What's better, 6-7 cam or bongo cam?
I feel like more people enjoy bongo cam, so I guess that. I don't know. I don't quite get that one. I mean, I get it, what they're trying to do.
Simba cam is.
Simba's your number 1?
Simba's number 1.
My favorite bit they did this year, and I'm sure they're going to have more. They've done it once, and I know the Kings just released it on social media the other day too, was they had DeMar DeRozan, Domantas Sabonis, and Zach LaVine talk to AI, and they described themselves.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, and then when they showed their picture, it was like, oh, that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
What was it? Was it Sabonis or was it DeRozan? It was like, oh, it's DeRozan.
Yeah, because he's like, long hair or braids. I forget what he said. Maybe hazel eyes. He goes, but I've been through some things. I've lived a little.
It looked like a zombie.
Yeah. DeMar DeRozan.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, but it was pretty good. Like Zach's was pretty close, and then I think Sabonis used the word. He's like, well, like Shrek looking, and then they just made him just like massive. I mean, he's obviously a massive guy, but like, but I think Levine even said, he goes, good looking guy. Just, it's not quite me, but it's a good looking guy. There you go. I think I'm anxious to talk to Patrick Willis too, just to see what he's up to. Obviously he's helping promote the Super Bowl in Santa Clara. I love when it's here locally. I don't know. I mean, the risk of it being in Santa Clara we could have a weather situation. Who knows? But hopefully not. But let's get to question number 2.
I guess it will be hot.
Question 2.
Wait, what did you say?
I said my guess it will be hot.
Hot?
Yeah.
In January?
That stadium is
February.
just like an oven.
It can be. All right, question 2.
The Stuart Scott 30 for 30 is set to air tonight. What is it about him that became such a draw?
That's a good question because I don't know what it is, but I always liked and have liked Stuart Scott. He had great catchphrases. He did seem like he was relatable yet cool. I'm really looking forward to this piece because part of it, too, was great having the director on the other day, but you feel like you get to know people even more. And when you watch someone pretty consistently for years on SportsCenter, you feel like you know them, even though, I mean, you truly don't. But it seemed like the person that was on camera was pretty close to the person that was off camera. And I'm anxious to hear what others, like Rich Eisen worked with him really closely, what he has to say and what others that he impacted have to say. And, we saw him go through his very public cancer battle and how he handled that. I admired, and what he said to his kids on the night he got like the V Foundation or the Jimmy V Award. He was powerful and likable, relatable, I guess. I don't know. As he said, cool as the other side of the pillow. Like, he was just cool. And I don't know what time it first airs tonight, but yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out. 30 for 30s are always good. And sometimes I remember when they first started and there'd be one that would come out because it was kind of like, it was almost like must see when they first came out. And now there's so many of them, you can just check them out anytime. But I was like, I don't know if I want to see this one. And then you watch, you go, man, that was really good. So yeah, they do a great job with that, but I don't know. Did you always like Stuart Scott?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was who like turns in for SportsCenter anymore? Like, that's back when SportsCenter was like it's tougher now because we've got everything on our phones.
Yeah.
Like if I miss the game on my phone, I'll get to see like the highlights in 5 minutes.
There's probably nothing, I shouldn't say it that way, but most of the time you've seen everything that's on SportsCenter from your phone.
Yeah.
At some point.
Like as a kid, I remember waking up and turning on SportsCenter to see what was going on while finishing my homework. For the day you were getting ready for. And then SportsCenter at night was always like, okay, I know all the games have happened, and that was to the point like, okay, now we were like in the SportsCenter's heyday when we now we have some computers availability, maybe you have some phones that have this, but it's like, okay, now I know what the scores are. I know who won, but I don't have all the highlights. Now we're past that. Like, now we pretty much have everything. There'll be something they will find now in a game. They're even getting better at that. Like, okay, the Kings won. They did this, but did you see the guy puking at center court? Like for the rest of the nation, you're like, oh, man, that guy just vomited. Okay. Well, it's very good for like record-breaking stuff.
Yes.
So like if someone like Booker goes off for 70 and you
get all the baskets.
And like it's what it is. It's like, oh, Booker, he's got 10 here in the first quarter, and it's like, and then this is when he goes off in the second. Boom, boom, boom.
And then they'll have him interviewed, and they'll have other people talking about him. So they've done a good job. Stuart Scott was always great with that, and he was a good host. He was a good highlight guy. Great at the commercials. I always thought he was one of the best guys at the This is SportsCenter commercials. So check out that piece tonight. All right, let's get to cut number 3.
Question 3.
Carter and Clifford both helped the Stockton Kings to victories last night. We believe Nique is a part of the team's future, but is Carter?
I think so. I don't know. Look, I still think we need to give him a little bit more time. Like, look, it's okay. He hasn't even been back a full year. Hasn't played a full season. He's caught up in the logjam of guards. And that's another thing as to why, and we're going to dive into the Kings a little bit later, why I feel like there's such a need to make trades for this team. It's another part of the kind of season-long theme of the imbalance, whether that's an imbalance of veterans to young players, an imbalance of guards, an imbalance of not a lot of front court players, but also an imbalance of if you unlock some of those positions via trade that opens up some spots, then you can get a better evaluation of some of these guys. And so maybe the organization's not fully enamored by him. Maybe not. I don't know exactly what they feel, but he's certainly not getting any playing time. So that's a little indication of how they feel about Carter. But I feel like he's definitely an NBA caliber defensive guard. He hasn't shown the ability to be an offensive guard, which is interesting because I think of what Doug Christie has stated that he wants and what this team could probably utilize a little more is someone that does defend consistently, especially from the guard position. I think we're talking about Keon Ellis being similar to that, but Keon would be a little bit higher up on the pecking order right now. And so when you look at this and you go, is it easier to get a guy to get better offensively or defensively? Well, I think it's shown that they have a lot of guys on this roster that can score, but aren't very good defenders. And you got Carter that's kind of the opposite here. And yet a guy that doesn't get a lot of run. I'm not suggesting that he should. I'm suggesting that I don't know that he's a guy to be completely done with yet. And I think sending him to Stockton makes 100% sense. Get him the reps, let him build his confidence, let him get, go take 25 shots, go take tough contested shots, go take ill-advised shots, go take shots where you go, that was in the flow, that was in the offense, that's what's best for my offensive game. Let him continue to learn more about his game at the highest of levels. And so if and when he gets called upon from the Kings, he's ready to go. So I know a lot of people yesterday, at least I saw when it was first put out there about Nique Clifford going to Stockton, there was, wait, what? Well, I think it was just another opportunity. They played last night. He'll be recalled by the Kings for tomorrow. So just give him an opportunity to play, get more reps, get more minutes, get more burn, whatever, and give him a chance. So we know they think highly of Nique Clifford. He still has to prove that with his own consistency and continue to play at a level that kind of warrants that. And then for Devin Carter, I think in his time with Stockton, in his time in practices with the Kings, and if he ever does get a chance to play, he obviously has to capitalize on that and make the most of it. And it's something that he hasn't been able to do with consistency. And that to me is where the NBA gets its separation. All the guys are talented enough to be there. Some of them get there for unique gifts in speed or size or strength, shooting, rebounding, whatever the skill set that kind of got him there. But it's the ability to consistently do that, to when your coach calls on you, whatever you're best at, that you consistently produce in that area. And that's what this team has been missing. But certainly that's what separates kind of the everyday rotation player to starter to all-star versus a guy that's like, man, they've shown us flashes. It's the ability to do it as close to predictable and consistency as you possibly can. And that's what separates a lot of these guys. All right, we're going to visit with head coach Tim Plow here in just a moment from UC Davis. That was 3 for Madness. Still to come. We'll kind of dive more into the NBA here in our next segment too, where we talk about what we've seen through the first quarter of the season. We also will have to check in on the NFL. We're getting to crunch time now of the NFL with just a few weeks left. We got Thursday Night Football tomorrow, but we got some very important high-leverage football games coming up, including the Niners in what I think is a must-win. They just can't spoil that this week against the Titans. We'll get into that and kind of what's next for the Kings. All coming your way as we continue on the show. Patrick Willis will join us a little bit later and Katie Christensen. But right now, let's head out to UC Davis. He's the mayor of Shredville, your head coach, Tim Plow joining me, Jason Ross. Coach, how are you?
Morning, Jason. How we doing?
Doing well. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Week continues. You got more football ahead. I know that's what you wanted.
Absolutely, man. This is just earned another week with the boys, so hopefully we can keep it going.
I want to take you to your Saturday because obviously, first and foremost, you are worried about you've done all your prep by that point as you're getting ready for Rhode Island, but how much did you get a chance to see what proved to be a pretty stunning upset of North Dakota State losing that game before you guys played?
Yeah, luckily, because we had the late game, we got to watch a lot of football that day. So our staff was in here, and all of a sudden we all kind of congregated out to the main area. We were watching the last fourth quarter there, pretty much together, reacting to the game. So we were definitely well aware of what that meant, and definitely gave us a little added juice before our game started.
I mean, you're a fan of sports. You're a fan of the sport itself too. When they scored to go within one, Illinois State, and they right away decided to go for two, what were you thinking?
Well, I wasn't shocked that they went for two because a lot of times the road team will do that. I was a little shocked they were going for two because there was still like over a minute left. Yeah. And sometimes, at least in the analytical world, you don't want to go for two when there's not much time left because the other team's going to get the drive anyway. But, man, they had so much momentum at that point. They had been through they'd turned the ball over 5 times, about to take the lead. So wasn't shocked, but we were all just probably as nervous as anybody because we're rooting for the Redbirds at that point. So it was a pretty amazing game.
So then if we advance the day, you got to get your game, your guys ready. I'm sure, it happened. The word spread amongst the team. And look, you're trying to focus on Rhode Island, but how do you keep everybody kind of locked in knowing that, hey, look, this is now even a wonderful opportunity for us if we can win tonight? How do you kind of make sure you've got everyone focused on Rhode Island at that point?
Well, hopefully the message had been clear all week and all season that, we try to keep the focus on us as much as we can and not the team we're playing or not the next team we could play. It really has to be about us and us playing our best. And this team has become one of the closest teams I've been a part of. And I think one of the things they always say is we're doing this for the boys. And they just talked about all week how they wanted to earn one more week together. This team will only be together if we can continue to win games on Saturdays. And I think they play for each other because they want to earn at least just one more week together. And whether we're playing Illinois State or North Dakota State, for them, the reward is just continuing to be together. And so they were obviously well aware of it. They know what it meant. But, for us, our message was just, hey, we just got to seize the moment, man. Either we seize the moment or the moment we'll find someone else to. So just go out there and play our best football. And luckily, we found a way to get another week together.
Yeah, watching the game, Coach, I'd love your perspective on it. Watching it as an observer of it when, it's back and forth. You guys had left some points off the board in the first half, and so it felt like, if you could kind of get control of the game, you'd be okay. But let me see, I think it's 20-11 after they have that big play, and there's maybe 2 minutes left before the half. It felt to me that was a really big score before halftime for you guys to get back within 2. Did that feel that way for you during the game?
I think whenever you can score going in at half, I always think that's a big deal. People talk about the middle 8, and the last 4 of the half and the first 4 of the next half. And we work a lot of situational football here for that purpose. And especially knowing that they were getting the ball to start the second half, if you can get some points going in, it just gives you a little bit of momentum. So I agree. I think for us at that point, we had left so many points on the board, had struggled in the red zone. We had moved the ball really well, but for us to get that last drive going in, and then at the same time our defense getting the 3-and-out coming out, I think those things back to back were a huge turning point in the game because we score, we come back out, they go 3-and-out, and then we score again in like 2 plays. And that really shifted, I thought, the game. So I did think that was a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, from 20-11, next thing you know, Coach, you're scoring and scoring and scoring. I mean, you got it to 47-20. You guys completely flipped the game, and you said it, your defense. But how about Caden Pennick? I mean, had the one interception early, but it felt like to me like he moved that one. He went on to the next play pretty well. I know that's not easy to do. You're a former quarterback too, but you've prepared him well to move on to the next play, and he ended up with 5 touchdowns. How did you think your quarterback played that night?
I think the great thing about him right now is I think after the Montana State game, he's really started to understand that he's got to detach from the results and just move on and be a leader for his team, because it is hard to ride that roller coaster. And I think he's so hard on himself that when a bad play happens early in the year, he has struggled to move on. And Sac State, we kind of had the sack fumble scenario, and then this past week we had the interception early in the game, and both of those scenarios he was able to get over it, move on, learn from it, and go back to leading his guys. And he was, he looked like the best player on the field Saturday night. And if he's able to extend plays with his legs and throw the football the way he did, then we're a tough outfit to stop. So I think his biggest growth the last few weeks has just been his ability to detach from results and go to his process on the sideline, lead his teammates. And if he can do that, man, he's just such a special talent. He's just going to continue to get better, which is pretty scary.
Talking with UC Davis head football coach Tim Plow as the Aggies get ready for a Saturday showdown with Illinois State. So as much as we talked about maybe their stunning upset of North Dakota State, and there's probably like, good, we don't have to go face the Bison. Well, they're the team that beat them, though. I mean, this is obviously a team that did something right on Saturday, and it's something to be the only team that beat the favorite. They were number 1, undefeated. What do you see this time? You faced them last year in the playoffs. What's going to be? What do they look different as an outfit this year?
Well, I think the cool part is you played them last year. That means you're getting to the playoffs every year, and you're getting to the quarterfinals every year. You're playing these teams, so you always see these rematches, these FCS teams. I think that's a great sign of our program and like where we're headed, that we have these these matchups every year in the playoffs. I think the thing about an Illinois State team is their head coach has been there a long time. They got some familiar faces from the team last year. Their quarterback, their wide receiver, their Mike linebacker. Just like we have a couple of guys that I'm sure that are familiar to them. And then you got these new faces that have been plugged into this environment and this team. And it seems like they're just carbon copies of what they had a year ago, which is, man, they are super physical. They play really fundamentally sound football. And they have 3 phases where they do a great job: special teams, offense, defense. So you said it best, Jason, but I said the same thing after the game. It's like, I know everyone's fired up that we're not going to Fargo, but what's worse than North Dakota State is probably the team that beat them.
Yeah.
So we can't really connect anything from last year to this year. This is a completely different game. They got a lot of momentum, but man, we're happy to be playing at home, and hopefully we can, find a way to learn from last year's game on what we did well, but also improve on the things last week that we got to improve on. And again, our goal is to just try to earn another week together, because it's a special group. We love being around each other, and the minute we don't, then it's all over. And we just want to keep being together.
Yeah, I know last week, too, you said after that win, last year you had to play South Dakota during finals week, taking finals on the road. This week, at least you're at home. You guys will be able to try to navigate your way through all that as you get ready for the game. One last thing for you, Coach. I'm thinking about it as Phillip Rivers came back. He's 44. Like, Coach, do we have any more can you sling the ball anymore? Can we get you back on the field at any point? Can you imagine making a return to football?
How absurd is this? Like, I am a Charger fan. My dad did not miss a Charger home game for 52 years.
Wow.
And so Phillip Rivers is like in our household, you can build a statue of Phillip Rivers, and I'm worried to death about him, Jason. Like, I can barely get up in the morning, and I can barely even ride the Peloton. This guy's about to go play an actual NFL football game. I'm obviously going to have to watch because I'm worried sick about him. But, man, I'm actually fired up for Phillip Rivers. I hope he goes out there and lights it up for the Colts. But this is absurd. This makes no sense. But I don't know if you've seen his son play, but as a college recruiter. His son's a hell of a quarterback, and
Really?
he throws the ball just as ugly as his dad. Like, it's the same awful throwing motion, but it probably will get him into the NFL. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, we wish him the best. We wish you the best, Coach, this week. 2:00 Saturday. This will be at UC Davis Health Stadium against Illinois State. Keep it rolling, and we look forward to talking to you next week.
Hey, everybody, come out to this game. We've never had a home quarterfinals game. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to show our Aggie pride. I appreciate you, Jason, and let's find some joy this week, man.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Best of luck. That is the mayor of Shredville, head coach Tim Plow. Yeah, that's amazing about Phillip Rivers. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up. But when we come back, the NBA has reached the quarter point of the season. What has stood out so far? We've got some of our answers for you next on Sactown Sports.
A Sacramento tradition continues this year. The Santa Parade, free for all to enjoy, circling Capitol Park beginning at 10 a.m. December 13th, the joy of the holiday season. Santa Claus is coming to Sacramento with the 41st Santa Parade. Join Sactown Sports 1140 December 13th beginning at 10 a.m.
Brought to you in part by Elk Grove Chevrolet, Western Health Advantage, and OK Tire and Automotive.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This Sactown Sports 49ers report is being brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. San Francisco improves to 9-4 with a road win in Cleveland, 26-8. Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy both rushed for touchdowns in the victory. The defense was stellar, forcing 2 fumbles and holding Shadur Sanders to just 115 yards passing. Next up for San Francisco is Tennessee. You can catch all the action on Sunday, beginning at noon, right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
You drove the miles and your tires are done. Got to shop the best prices under the sun at Big O. Big O Tires.
Now through January 4th, get $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Nitto, Toyo, or Nexen brand tires with installation purchase. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installations required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
To get your sports fix. Live and local. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Thanks again to UC Davis head football coach Tim Plow for joining us. Still to come, Patrick Willis at 8:30. Katie Christensen at 9. Also this afternoon, 2:15, Kings general manager Scott Perry will be joining Whitey Gleason, part of the Drive Guys this afternoon. So check that out, 2:15. Scott Perry will be on. That'll be a good listen right at the beginning of the show. So check that out. Again, thank you for being here, Jason Ross, Christopher Law. Did check in. Carmichael Dave did call me during the break. I said, "How you feeling?" He goes, "Not well." So that's not good. But
I mean, that's every day though.
Yeah,
he's an unwell person.
Okay. People are catching up. This is an hour late on the text line, asking me if I was sure it wasn't a coyote. You said it was a fox. It was a fox. Pretty sure it was a fox.
Are you sure though?
I'm gonna go with pretty sure. Pretty sure. Jason, I've sent this text before, and I still believe it. Defense is about pride. Are you going to let that guy show you up? Are you a one-trick pony, or do you play a complete game? Real stars should do it all. I don't disagree with that, but the Kings don't have that roster. They don't.
There's also a difference between defending one-on-one and team defense.
Yes.
Like locking your guy down doesn't mean that you're going to do something. Like that doesn't stop the other team.
Right.
I was a terrible defender in high school, but I was a very good team defender.
I'm trying to think what that's code for. But I'm like, ooh, boy, good. I hope Chris guards me. Because I can get my buckets. He's going to need help. Yeah, I mean, there is something to that. Like even, it's not the same, but we do talk about it in the same kind of realm. But I know what the point is in the spirit of the text, that if we were playing pickup and the same guy kept scoring and you were guarding that player, it's like, where's your pride? I'm going to do whatever I can. Yeah, I mean, you are, hopefully. When you get to the NBA, though, sometimes, I mean, you can do whatever you want. And, I mean, look, Doug and Ron Artest, I would say, are the two best defenders this organization has had. Maybe there's someone else on the list, but those two, to me, those are the two that have been all league defenders. There were times where literally I saw Doug doing maximum effort and probably playing Kobe Bryant the best you could possibly do. And Kobe would have 30 points. I don't think Doug failed. I think Kobe's that good. And we know that. I think the best offense in the league. How many times have you seen that? Oh, my gosh, what a shot. Yeah. The shot making in this league is really elite. But there are some good defenders. And I don't think the Kings have a very large list of those. That's part of the problem, part of that roster construction we've been alluding to. But we'll get more into the Kings a little bit later. Do want to kind of dive into the league because, here we are just rolling right along with all these games. I mean, the season does go pretty quickly. If you look at the top of the East, Detroit's played 24 games. The Kings have played 24 games. The Thunder, the top of the West, 24 games. So we're a little bit past barely, a quarter of the season. And I think when you think of it in that way, what are some of the things that has stood out to you? And I'm going to share a couple of mine if you'd like to weigh in on the text line at 916-339-1140. Phone lines 1-800-920-1140 as well. Or on our YouTube chat. What are the things that have stood out to you, whether it's Kings related or league-wide, as we've kind of played a quarter of the season? Well, I'm going to start with maybe some of the surprises. I think Detroit at the top of the East at 19-5 has been a pleasant surprise to me. I mean, they were good last year, but they've really added on to that. I was one of the people that thought Boston would actually, and Indiana would be okay. And then Boston got off to a bad start. Indiana got off to a terrible start. And now here's Boston all of a sudden working themselves back to the 3 seed. And they've lost a lot of players, more so than Indiana, I would say. But Boston's 15-9, not that they're absolutely killing it, but they've done a good job. Toronto has fallen after their start. Philly got off to a great start. They've slowed down. I think Cleveland's been a surprise to me that they're just 14-11. I thought they could maybe even be the 1 seed again in the East. Milwaukee scuffling to get to 10 at 10-15. Remember Chicago's start? Man, here they are now at 9-14. And then the West, I mean, I think one of the other storylines, it's a big one, and it's going to get more momentum as the season continues to roll along. But is the Oklahoma City Thunder. 23 wins and just 1 loss. And, I mean, it's absolutely staggering what they're doing with the consistency that they're doing it. They had such a record-setting performance franchise-wise last year, and they're adding on to it again this year. And to see him at 23-1 is incredible. I think the other thing that stands out to me about the West so far, Phoenix has been a nice surprise. And that's a team that I don't think anybody, like even Kings related, thinks of as a comp, because Phoenix isn't really set up very well going forward. A lot of their draft picks are going to other teams. And I think they did what they had to do and move off from Bradley Beal and move off from Kevin Durant. But they were supposed to be great the last couple of years, and they completely underachieved last year. And now they were supposed to be awful. And here they are. They've kind of identified a style of they play fast. They shoot a bunch of threes. They get a lot of steals. And they have created an identity that's produced 14 wins and 10 losses. And somehow they're the 7th seed in the West. I didn't see that coming. That's been a surprise to me. The other part of the West that's been a surprise, and I don't want the Kings organization to get confused by this, but it's the bottom of the West is really bad, and the Kings are part of that. But where I'm talking about is kind of that 9-10 range where the play-in lives, and the wrong spot of the play-in, right? The 9 and 10, where you got to do a lot of work to get out of that, and if you do, you're going to get OKC, and it's likely a short-lived series. But in the past, it was like, man, can they get what's the number going to be 10th? 45, 40, 46? This year, it might be 35. Who knows? Because Portland's in that 10th spot at 9-15. We know how much the Kings have struggled at 6-18, third worst record in the league, and they're 3 out of the 10th spot. But again, my cautionary tale there is it's more of an example of how poorly they've played and where they are, but not to be fooled by that thinking, oh, just get Sabonis back and they'll be fine. No, it doesn't look like it to me. And I don't think it looks like it to you. All right, let's check in with Patrick this morning. Patrick, good morning. How are you?
Man, Jason, long time, man. I listen to you guys every morning, man, and what a season this has been, man. Very ups and down, and just a lot of we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, how have you dealt with it? You're a lifelong fan. How have you dealt with this season?
I'm kind of used to it now. I mean, that's all we've been doing is doing a lot of losing. But hey, I want to see what Scott can do with this team. I know that there's a thing going out saying 3 to 5 years, but it's a long time. But you know what? As much as an organization mess we're in right now, I think we have to see what he can do to fix it, because I'm actually in to see how he's going to do this, because he did it with the Knicks a little bit. So I don't know, man. I'm actually not feeling as bad as everybody's feeling about it, man. I just want to see how he can fix this right now. I mean, we got some good young pieces. We got Nique Clifford going to Stockton. We got Carter, which I hope we keep. But I don't know. I'm just optimistic that we can get this back on track, man, because that one year we went to the playoffs was unbelievable, and I know that we want to keep it going like every year. So
yeah,
I'm excited about it, man. But I love your work, man. You know I've been rocking with you from day one, so let's see what we can do, man, in the future, man.
Appreciate it, Patrick. Always appreciate you, too. Thank you for that and those kind words. Yeah, I mean, look, I think when you've been this organization that has lost for so many years, asking for patience is a tough thing to do, because this fan base has been that. But I think there have been times where I think they were asking for patience but taking shortcuts, or maybe where patience wasn't the right thing to ask for. To me, just inherently watching this and just seeing comments that are coming in on our chat, in our text line and calls and social media, wherever you get your information, I just am finding fewer and fewer and fewer people that think there is a quick fix here. I don't think there is. And you might be able to not take shortcuts. You might be able to get more of a benefit from a trade than you think you're getting. That could be a byproduct of making some of these trades that we think they're going to make. But it's going to take some work here to get this done right. And I think another opportunity here is, look, I think this team, one of the exciting things to me that has happened this season was a few games back when Keegan had returned and DeMar DeRozan said, this is Keegan's team. He can basically do everything. He could be a featured player. And I still think by having DeMar here and Sabonis here, even though he's out, and Levine here, they're crippling him a little bit in that role. And maybe we don't know if he can fully become that guy, but I don't know that we'll ever see that unless he's given that opportunity. And while DeRozan is here and while Levine is here, those guys' gifts are to score and to shoot the ball, and they're taking away shot attempts from Keegan or growth attempts from Clifford. And Reynaud and so on and so forth. I mean, Reynaud's getting this chance because Sabonis is out. Like when Sabonis comes back, I'm sure Maxime Reynaud is going back to the bench. I just hope his minutes don't drop drastically. Like when you start, you're going to play more minutes, but can he still get, 20 minutes a game off the bench? That would be ideal to help groom him. But if you traded Sabonis, if you traded Levine, if you traded DeRozan, Monk, whoever you're looking at dealing, it is naturally going to open up some more opportunities. And so some of those things that you think you're trying to build for as Keegan being a piece of the future, let's see what the best of Keegan can be. And I think the way you do that is by making some of those other trades. So we're still in that wait and see mode. We know that December 15th is the kind of the first initiator, and there's more with Kuminga that we'll talk about a little bit later. But these are some spots that this Kings team is currently finding themselves in. We're going to talk more about that, kind of what's next for the Kings at the top of the hour. But when we come back, we got some big games this week in the NFL. The playoff picture starting to take a little bit more shape, and a must-win week for the 49ers. We'll discuss that and more straight ahead right here on Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers! Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Well, I've been telling you for a long time about my friend Jonathan Gonzalez. Gonzalez Law, he is a lawyer right here in downtown Sacramento. His office, easy to find. His office may feel like it's on the river, though, sometimes during the summertime. He likes to get out on the golf course like a lot of us out there. He's one of us living the Sacramento life, but he also is here to help make your life better for you with all of his years of experience. If you're in need of representation, I've got someone for you to contact. It's Jonathan Gonzalez, Gonzalez Law, SacLegalDefense.com, and the number is 916-304-9187. He can help you in a variety of ways, but one area he has specialized in and really mastered is the area of expungements, something that was on your record that you'd like removed, maybe something that happened years ago that you just can't quite shake free of. Well, let him help you. Let him help you remove that from your record and get your rights back, get your life back on track. Maybe it's a criminal defense situation, a car accident, a wrongful termination case, sexual harassment case, whatever the situation you find yourself in. He is here to help. As he has helped many, he can help you. Again, it's Jonathan Gonzalez, Gonzalez Law, SacLegalDefense.com, 916-304-9187.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because, again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with a Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
From holiday hosting to unforgettable gifts, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. And now, during their Sizzle All the Way sale, you can get 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners get an extra $35 off with promo code SKY at checkout. I was lucky enough to receive Omaha Steaks as a gift, and it was everything I had hoped for. Items were individually packaged so I could cook for the entire family. Or if I was the only one home, I would treat myself with a delicious steak, sides, and even dessert. I loved those nights by myself. Right now is the perfect time to save on delicious gifts and holiday hosting favorites. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. It's holiday magic made easy. Save big on gourmet gifts and more holiday favorites with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Sizzle All the Way sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code SKY at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's omahasteaks.com, code SKY.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert, John Party, Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Tickets start at only $68. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the live music fan in your life. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with the California Office of Traffic Safety and Caltrans, Michelob Ultra, and Bare Bones Workwear. More info at CITPFest.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for Hoblet's Wrap the Year Up sales event?
Right now, save up to $15,000 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Jeep Gladiator Willys. You won't find a better combo of off-road capabilities and utility. And if you want to give it a try, you can lease one for as low as $229 a month for 39 months.
I do love the combination of off-road Jeep and truck. There's nothing else like it.
It's truly unique. But remember, Hoblet has whatever you're looking for. With the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter, you can find over 200 quality vehicles and dozens under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. 15,000 total net savings on select new 2025 Jeep Gladiator Sport S after 12,500 factory rebates and 4,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include 10,500 national and regional lease bonus cash. Must finance with Ally. Residential restrictions apply. 229 special lease with $995 due at signing for well-qualified buyers with 720 plus FICO score, plus tax, license fees, and dealer accessories. 7,500 miles per year, 30 cents per mile over. 2 net savings. VIN number 546-334, 546-335. See dealer for details.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
We're about 45 minutes away from checking in with Hall of Famer, former 49er Patrick Willis. At 9 o'clock, Katie Christensen will join us as well. Kings off for one more day. Hey, then Denver comes in. Woo! Another shot at the Nuggets. Fourth matchup of the year. Sunday, Kings get the Minnesota Timberwolves. I know this season hasn't gone the way the Kings had hoped for, but even just those 2 extra games that were added, probably about the 2 worst that they could have given to the Kings. Or for some of you that want them to have less wins, I guess it's the right to. Chris, I see you came in here and took one of Dave's protein balls.
I did.
They're good, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah. I think he said it's what? Honey, oats, peanut butter, something else.
Chocolate chips.
And chocolate chips. Some protein in there. I know Dave said he's going to get on his big kick. Knowing him, he actually he's going to. It's like it's a ramp up. I thought it was funny though, and I think he caught himself. He's like, "Yeah, I think I'm going to start it very soon." But then he's like, "It's the holidays coming up. I probably will do it after that." But I feel like it's coming. He does that every once in a while. Are you still doing your boxing?
I am.
Yeah. How's that going?
It's going pretty well.
Yeah. Much easier today than when you first started?
Oh my God! Like the first 2 times I did it, I'm like, okay, I don't think I can ever do this again.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like breaking through that stage, which, look, certainly isn't easy, and I'm guessing your workout now is probably more difficult than those first 2 as far as what you're doing, but the first 2 you're thinking, like you just said, there's no chance I can keep going. While I keep going, while you adjust, see, it's peanut butter too, that's why it's hard. You can't.
It's too much.
It's too much. I can't clear it. But yeah, I'm assuming the workout, and I'm saying is more difficult, but I would assume it would be because you've advanced. You've done this for a while now.
Yeah, but then even on top of that, like, I'm nowhere near what, like, moderate would be.
Okay. But you're doing it.
Yeah.
You're doing it. What's the most physical thing you could think you could probably take on right now? I mean, boxing is pretty taxing.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. Like this Sunday, I just watched the California International Marathon.
Not even close.
But you know what's funny is, okay, look, I'm out there for a while watching people run, and there's all sorts of people. I mean, everything you can imagine. There's people that are going by, you're like, how are they not winning? Like, they look amazing I'm near mile 20, and I go, oh, maybe they're part of a relay. Because you'll see a group, and I go, oh, this group's kind of struggling. And then there's someone that's just bouncing through. I'm like, they look completely fresh, but they must be part of a relay. From the group at the beginning that's literally running like 4-minute miles, which is ridiculous, to people near the end where they're like picking up the cones along the way because the race is like they want to get traffic going. But all shapes and sizes and ages, and that's like anything else. If you have to train, because I get a feeling watching some of that, I go, oh man, I don't think they've trained for this, and it takes a lot of work to do that.
I think for the California Marathon, don't you have to qualify for it?
I don't believe so. I could be speaking out of turn. I think it's a qualifier for other marathons. Like, I think if you have a certain time, you can now run in the Boston Marathon or something else. But I could be wrong on that, because just judging and guessing on some of the people that are finishing at the end, I'm like, I don't think they qualified for this. I think they just signed up, which is good. More power to them. More power to them. All right, the NFL this week starts tomorrow. We got a couple. We got the Thursday night game, which I believe tomorrow is at Tampa. Yeah, it's Atlanta and Tampa. The 4-9 versus 7-6. But you got games of significance this week just because of playoff implications, right? The Steelers beating the Ravens last week now puts much more on the Ravens this week in their matchup with Joe Burrow and the Bengals. The Chargers got the win on Monday night. Now they go to Arrowhead to face the Chiefs, who are probably already cooked, but they're thinking, we got to win out to get to 10-7, get some help, and see if we can get there. So the Chiefs kind of in a make or break must-win week. Bills at Patriots. What a game that is. The Bills are 9-4. The Patriots just keep winning. They're 11-2. That one in New England. That'll be one of the Sunday morning good games. The Eagles will host the Raiders. Not a great game, but kind of a spot where the Eagles don't want to give back any of their goodwill that they had early on in the season. The Jags are in the Niners position where they're playing the Jets, and you just want to make sure you win. Don't make that tricky. Don't make that weird. Jags are actually favored by 12 points. When was the last time Jacksonville was favored in a game by 12.5 points? The Cardinals at the Texans. Texans in that same spot. Good game in the afternoon. Packers and Broncos. Could that be a Super Bowl preview? It could be. Packers 9-3-1. Broncos 11-2. Perfect at home. Also in the afternoon, Lions and Rams. That's a really good game. Lions right now are on the outside looking in, needing to get some help, needing to win in L.A. Panthers find themselves in the top spot or tied for the top spot in that NFC South. So they'll keep their eye on what happens with the Tampa game on Thursday, and they'll have an idea of whether or not they need to match them or stay ahead of them. We mentioned the Colts and potentially Phillip Rivers against the Seahawks. I don't know how they're going to handle that this week specifically, but you don't bring Phillip Rivers in, without an idea of potentially starting him. Titans at the 49ers. Look, this is the game that these games are always a little bit scary for me, for the Niners. They're favored also like Jacksonville by 12.5. And it just needs to be a stress-free win. Like, they need to get their 10th win. They need to keep the pressure on the Rams, who could lose to the Lions. Need to keep the pressure on the Seahawks, who could lose to the Colts. Could be a great weekend for the Niners. If they take care of their own business, the others lose. Here we go, the sprint to the finish with all three teams having 10 wins. So that would be a changer. And really, the Rams and Niners have already split, and the Niners already beat the Seahawks. If they could beat them in the last game, they'd have the tiebreaker over them. So that feels like an important game for the Niners to just, based on their schedule, what's remaining. This is on paper, the easiest one they have remaining. Then they've got the Bears, then they got the Colts, the Bears, and the Seahawks. The Colts will be the Monday night game, and if Phillip Rivers doesn't go this weekend, he might be the one that's ready to go by that Monday night game. Vikings are at the Cowboys on the Sunday night game, and the Monday night game has the Dolphins at the Steelers. The Dolphins are actually 6-7 now. Remember when, and I myself included, it was like dead man walking. Michael McDaniel, he's gone. Like, he's going to be fired. It's just a matter of time. Probably the press conference is coming Monday. He's going to be out. Since then, Miami has basically said, we are sticking with him. He is not going to be fired. He might be at the end of the season. But they ripped off 4 in a row. They're 6-7, and, they're likely not going to get into the playoffs. But just like we're saying, the Chiefs have a chance to get to 10-7 if they win out. Ravens could get to 10-7. So could the Dolphins if they win out. And they've done a good job of at least staying in the race somehow. The teams that have been eliminated so far, the Jets, the Browns, the Raiders, and the Titans in the AFC, and in the NFC, already 5 teams eliminated: Falcons, Cardinals, Saints, Commanders, and the Giants. All right, when we come back, what's next for the Kings? We've all been waiting for this December 15th day that kind of opens up more potential players for the trade. Are we just waiting for that? Do we have to wait longer for Kuminga, which is more of a January timeline? What's next for this squad? We'll talk about that when we come back and start the 8 o'clock hour right here on Sactown Sports.
A Sacramento tradition continues this year. The Santa Parade, free for all to enjoy, circling Capitol Park beginning at 10 a.m. December 13th, the joy of the holiday season. Santa Claus is coming to Sacramento with the 41st Santa Parade. Join Sactown Sports 1140 December 13th beginning at 10 a.m.
Brought to you in part by Western Health Advantage.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heating and Air. They're now upgrading what they do to include plumbing. They're bringing that same expertise and experience to the plumbing space. So they're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy home pros. You hear me talk about them all the time as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get second opinions on any HVAC service or replacement. And now you can get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. They'll come out to your house for free and give you that second opinion. And right now, they got a free furnace special with a full system installation up to $2,500 in rebates. All for a company that's been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Staples presents An Easy Holiday.
My holiday list was a mile long.
Fa la 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 boo hoo hoo.
Staples made it easy with big savings on tech gifts.
I'm listening.
And I saved big on custom holiday cards, too. Plus, Staples has UPS shipping in store.
Holy flying reindeer. Shop Staples today for 50% off custom cards, invites, wrapping paper, labels, stamps, and photo gifts.
That was easy.
In-store and online expires 12/20. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Kohl's Customer Appreciation Event is here, right in time for the gift exchange. Even though everyone pretends gifting isn't a competition, it kinda is. At Kohl's, save on gifts everyone will fight over. From sweaters and flannels to air fryers, toaster ovens, and more. Because deep down, the gift exchange isn't just about giving. It's also about winning. Shop Kohl's and save on top gifts now. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offers end December 14th. See store or kohls.com for details.
Sacramento, the wait is over. The all-new Hard Rock Sports Bar is here at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. Enjoy the ultimate 24/7 sports watching destination with 20 big screens with all the action for the premier game day experience. There's no other place you'd want to be to watch all the games with you and your friends. Now open at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. For more details, visit casino.hardrock.com/Sacramento.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
This Sponsor the Clock is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports 1140.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the week. Your week! So right now, I need every single listener on their feet. Callers, texters, YouTubers. Make some noise for Sacramento's favorite sports morning show. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and the man behind the glass, Chris Verla.
Now I see it, Chris. I was nowhere close. Welcome in. Yes, we're halfway through our week as a show. 2 hours into today, 2 more to go. In this hour, Patrick Willis, Hall of Famer, former Niner, will join us. We'll get his thoughts on this 49er team, on the Super Bowl that's coming up in Santa Clara, who he thinks might be there, and just what's going on with his life. And then 1 hour from now, Katie Christensen, Kings television analyst, scheduled to join us. And you can too, while you're on our YouTube page. Hit that thumbs up button. We appreciate that. Thank you for doing that while you're there. Also, our text line, 916-339-1140. You can call us that same number, or 1-800-920-1140. Want to tackle a couple of texts here that I thought interesting comments. We were talking about the California International Marathon. The blind runners were so inspirational to me for the CIM. Yeah, that was crazy. There were several good stories of people out there going through the journey. Just absolutely amazing. Let's see. Oh, here's the one I wanted to get to. Why is there such a negative comment with, quote, some of you guys that want more losses? Should we just continue 20 years, 21 years, 22 years, 23 years of the same mediocrity that does not put a competitive basketball team on the floor? And maybe that's the way it sounded and came off. But I think there is a difference in if this team, for example, when they beat the Miami Heat, I don't know. I don't always dive into social media to see everyone's reaction. Chris, you're probably more tapped into that. The Kings haven't been good, so I don't know if when they won the one game, were there people on social media going, no, this is actually bad, or were they just celebrating for one night?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
I think.
And also, on top of that, I do understand the let's tank mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Can we wait till the new year?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it does feel a little bit early. It also doesn't mean that I expect a huge turnaround from this team. But, yeah, it does feel a bit early. And, for example, organizationally, I don't think players try to lose games. But organizationally, you can make it more difficult to win games. And the best example I can give you is that I remember off the top of my head is last year, late in the year, the Kings were in D.C. playing the Wizards. The Wizards probably benefited more by losing games than by winning games. And in that particular game, the Wizards were playing a guy like Jordan Poole, who they, brought in, paid, whatever. He was the guy they had traded for. And he played the first half. And they felt, you know what? The Wizards, I think, were leading the Kings at the half. And they said, it's probably best if we sit him in the second half. Well, they did. Other guys played. And guess what happened by the end of the game? The Wizards still won that basketball game. So the players played. The players tried. The Kings tried to win. They obviously didn't do a very good job of beating a team that had a much worse record than them. But I think organizational stance was, hey, it would be better off for us to lose this game to increase our lottery odds and so on and so forth. I agree with Chris. I think it's a bit early on that. But I know what you're saying as a texter. I just am never going to be in a spot in an 82-game season where I know that, coaches' livelihood, players' livelihood, all those things are connected. And I'm not going to root for them, especially in December, to lose games. They're doing just fine on that. When I watch the games, I want them to win. And knowing that a lot of times they're not going to. But the other night when they're playing Indiana and they're down 19, I went through these emotions. I'll just be candid for you. I'm like, man, I don't think Indiana's this good. Why are the Kings losing by 19 to Indiana? Then boom, here comes this comeback. Kings take the lead. They're up 4 with 6 minutes to go. I'm thinking, good for them. I don't know why they were down by 19, but good comeback. Now I think they're going to win the game. And I wasn't upset about that. Then they lost the game. But I also, is kind of in that in-between where I don't have huge expectations for this team. I can see the value in losing games. I don't want them to, but that's, I guess, maybe the better way that I'm putting it. There's some of you, like I said, like the way the text was worded, what's the negativity in calling like some of you that want them to lose? Maybe it's just in a different philosophy from me, and maybe that was in my tone. That's not my direction there because, yeah, you can make plenty of good arguments that it would be better for this team to lose to increase their odds of winning the lottery. To me, in the end, if the Kings have the best odds or the 9th best, I'm going to be all in on them trying to win the lottery. So that, to me, I mean, if the lottery odds were weighted more, I would find probably a little bit more merit in it, but I don't love having the worst record in the league. I didn't love having this team having the longest playoff drought. I don't love those things as Sacramento being labeled as all of that, but that's where they are. That's their reality right now, and they're tied for the 3rd worst record. I'd be okay if they finish with that. I would be, as long as they stay committed to the things that they allegedly are trying to do. And we're going to find a little bit more about that today. By the way, at 2:15, Scott Perry will be joining Whitey Gleason and the Drive Guys. We'll get what the latest is on the Kings. And we'll see what's going on there with that at 2:15. Well, what would a show be like without talking to JR? Good morning, JR.
Feliz Navidad. How are you doing, Jason?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You just kind of went through. I'm already, bipolar enough.
Yes, you are.
I can't go through those emotions in the game. You just said it. Oh, God, they're getting killed. Oh, they brought it back. Maybe they can win. Oh, they're not going to win. Oh, am I happy or not happy that they won or lost? And then, by the way, I played the lottery Saturday night. I didn't win, so I'm not banking on the lottery a lot. And it is very difficult, just being honest as a Kings fan. So I'm hoping with your great tutorage and your guidance, and I remember if Chris was the show guy or not, when we did the Lydier Championship.
Yeah.
And I just remember we were horrible that year.
Uh-huh.
But every time they would play that next linear champion, and it happened, I think, like 2 or 3 times, and including like right at the end of the season, you were like, okay, I'm rooting for this game, and no one else knew. And I don't know why that was like this glimmer of hope,
Is there a specific reason, JR, why you're bringing up the Linear Championship?
I think because I had a T-shirt made that said Linear Championship, and I want to bring it out of my closet.
You do?
That's why, Chris.
Oh, that's why? But have you been paying attention to it this year?
A little bit. So you got it right. You got to start with Oklahoma. No, I don't even know.
Yeah, you start with Oklahoma City because they were the champions,
yeah.
which is crazy. How many games have they lost?
Just one.
So as the Blazers was the change, you will not believe this, JR. Do you know who the current linear champions are of the NBA season?
So Portland took it from Oklahoma City?
They did.
Yeah.
And
I'm
then
gonna guess Houston?
No, the Blazers then lost to the Heat.
Okay.
The
Heat then lost to the Cavs. The Cavs lost to the Raptors. This is a crazy one. The Raptors lost to the Hornets.
What?
Sunday, December 7th. Do you know who beat the Hornets?
Who?
The Denver Nuggets.
Does that mean tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
Oh, my goodness.
The Kings play the Nuggets
for the linear championship.
NBA linear championship.
It's almost like I knew that, Chris. It's almost like I called this show with a pre-planned. There you go, something to root for, Kings fans.
It's almost like you did.
That's why this is the greatest show on this station in these hours in the morning. That's why, right there.
Yep.
Chris.
Well done, JR.
Well done. Hey, I'm going to end the call there before DC calls me up and says I say something bad. Please don't be done.
There you go. That is JR. Is that true, Chris?
That's true.
Tomorrow night.
Because he called in, he's like, I want to talk about the linear championship. Remember that? So I'm like, let me see where it's at right now. What are the odds?
When you said Miami had it for a minute, I'm like, no way, did the Kings get it?
Yeah, that's right. I saw Miami, I'm like, oh no, did they already play for it? Did they already win it and lose it?
So tomorrow night, if you can beat Denver for now a second time, you'll be linear champions. Okay. See? There's always something. Always something on the line. That's right, Family Schlegel. Linear championship is on the line. Something to root for. So, yeah, that's what I meant by some of you guys want more losses. Yeah, I get it. I absolutely get it. Another one from the text line before we dive back into the Kings that I wanted to address. And, Chris, I'll take your help on this one. Can you guys describe what the Phillip Rivers situation would be like with NBA terms and players, please, and thank you?
Wasn't there a year that the Suns were making a run, and didn't they bring back Kevin Johnson after he had been retired for a few years? Am I making that up?
I don't recall that, but you could be right. So, let's see. Phillip Rivers has been out for 5 years. Gosh, who would that be right now? And you got to be around early 40s. So you know that they could still physically probably do it, but may not be the best idea. Man, let's see.
Okay, so it's not as bad as I remembered it. 97, 98 was Kevin Johnson's quote final year with the Suns. He retired in the 98-99 season and then came back for the final 6 games of the 99-2000 season.
Okay.
And he was there for the playoffs.
Would it be Vince Carter coming back? Would that be a good comp? NBA comp to Phillip Rivers? So someone that's played, he played a long time, but hasn't played for a few years, several years.
Never won a championship.
Yeah. And which team is he going back to help?
And then for some reason, the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah. So the Hawks are like, hey, look, we're better off bringing back Vince Carter. But the other part of it is, don't you believe that Phillip Rivers is going to play?
Yes.
So, you might bring back Vince Carter to be, another body. But, oh, no, by the way, Vince, we're going to start you, and you're going to play, 25 minutes a game. Someone like that, I guess, would be, I'm sure there's more thought I could put into this, but that would be the one I would say off the top of my head. All right, so let's dive into this a little bit more about the Sacramento Kings, because what is next? We're within a week now of this magical date that, Dave and I have been talking about for a while, of December 15th. But the question is, how quickly will the Kings be active? I think there's a pretty good belief around the Kings organization and probably other organizations that the Kings are interested in making moves. I think they should be. I think we can all agree this team isn't going to cut it the way it's constructed. And if you not even read between the lines, but if you hear the things that Scott Perry has said, that Doug Christie has said of what he wants this team's identity to be, they're not aligned. This roster is not what they want it to be. So I don't look at this as a coaching thing. I don't look at it as a front office thing at the moment. Now, part of it is the front office because this is the roster that's been constructed, but it's also like phase one. It's not I guess it's never the final roster because you're always adjusting, but I don't think this is anywhere close to what Scott Perry has envisioned when he's saying he wants a sustainable winner for years. I think he's got some elements of his 6 core tenets on some of the roster, but there's no full identity of that at all of this team. So when you look at what they have, the way they're constructed, and I think the people we all keep mentioning, whether it's veterans like Malik Monk, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Domantas Sabonis, I don't know whether they're going to try to trade all of them, one of them, couple of them. And then, when a guy like Isaac Jones wasn't kept, but Dario Saric and Doug McDermott are, it just feels like those guys are those necessary, $3 to $5 million contract players that will be added in as part of trades that you might need, you might not need. So as we look at this team, and as Dave and I have pointed out, I believe to my core that they are trying to either make trades that get this team, one, younger, two, less expensive at the moment, or, more financial freedom, contracts that you could break up, or find themselves some future truly asset players that they're going to build upon and build with. And so if we kind of go along that template, and then think about what they might do and the rumors that are out there. Like, I think what's difficult for Kings fans, myself included here, is we've all kind of looked at December 15th. Oh, my gosh, we have to wait for December 15th. Well, we're almost there now. But do we have to wait for January? Because that's when Jonathan Kuminga, who the Kings very openly had interest in, and I still believe they do, and the Warriors aren't playing him as much. There's some DNPs going on. There's some frustration with that team. And that's the kind of team that, to me, when you trade for Jimmy Butler last year, you're not okay with being 13-12 and in the 8th seed. You're just not. You've still got Steph Curry, maybe one more bite at this or two, who knows, with Draymond Green. And the way your roster is constructed, you kind of have to go for it. And if it costs you a guy like Jonathan Kuminga, who you aren't playing right now, but you could do it in a way that you think you can make your roster better, I think the Warriors are going to trade him. So that's a piece that would be interesting for other teams. Maybe you have to move a Buddy Hield or a Moody or Podziemski or someone else to get the player you're interested in. But if the Kings were interested in him before, I think Sacramento would utilize a guy like Jonathan Kuminga completely differently than the Warriors would. The way the Warriors are looking at a guy like Kuminga, they want him to be a defender, a screener, score when need be. But like that team is built around Draymond, Steph, and Jimmy Butler. I think the Kings would look at a guy like Kuminga and say, you're a part of our future and more of a core piece. Go ahead and score. Go ahead and we're going to let you be the guy that, use your athletic gifts, get the roster balanced a little bit more front court balance there with a young, potentially, star of this league. And then now you're looking at a front court that could have Kuminga and Keegan Murray. That's pretty good, well, at least potential-wise. But what would it cost the Kings? Do they have to wait for that day to start their trading sequence? Or can they make separate trades knowing that, the Warriors may not be interested in this player, so we can move this one just to get the ball rolling? And that's where the trick of this all is for Scott Perry, and I value that he's got the years of experience, would probably get a good idea of what the timeline should be on what he should strike on first. But I think the overall point is this team isn't good enough the way it's constructed. And I don't see a real quick fix. And that's why when we talked about it yesterday, what Sam had said, that the reports are that Scott Perry has asked for, really those above him, and we're talking about Vivek and the decision makers, that it could take a little bit longer to do this rebuild. I took that as a couple things. One being that they clearly are identifying that they're not a player away, which I appreciate. I think they've taken the shortcuts, and I don't think this is a thing you can do. You've got to do this in a well-thought-out, crafted way. There might be missteps along the way, but you don't want to cut any corners. And really go through the process. And sometimes, we've said it before, and the Kings are a living example of this. Like a lot of the times, like the people that we suggested this earlier, that lose as many games as you can, get the highest pick. That's great. But a lot of times when you get to the lottery, you stay in the lottery for a while. You do. It's just, if you look at the trends, teams that have been in the lottery have been there. Kings are living proof of that. You still have to draft well. You still have to do all these things right. So it's imperative on the trades that they make, the draft picks that they get, the development of their players, that they get their decisions right more often than not. And so I don't know the exact timeline of this, but this has been a really weird season to watch this team struggle, knowing their imbalances and inequities that they have with the roster. Also knowing that they want to make moves and probably can make some, but we're just waiting. And it's not like waiting for the offseason to, hey, when's the trade season start or free agency start? It's like there's a deadline day in February, and there's a day here coming up on December 15th that kind of opens up the guys that signed in the offseason to be traded. That opens up a bigger pool of players. But in between time, that's nearly 2 months. And so far, watching this team play for nearly 2 months, it's been a tough watch. What are the next 2 months going to be like? And the Kings find themselves in a spot where if you're trying to trade some of these veterans, it's probably more conducive to play them. So you're seeing, hey, a 6-win Sacramento team is still starting this guy and playing this guy minutes. He's not hurt. He is contributing in their own way to that team. It's not reflective in wins, but maybe put him in our organization, put him with this group off the bench or in this starting five, and we're going to find a player that's going to really help us.
Got some bad news.
What's that?
Went back, missed a couple games.
Oh.
Knicks are the current.
You gave us fake news?
I know.
Where was the misstep?
It was the Hornets playing the Raptors. Let's see. So the Hornets beat the Raptors on November 29th, but then they beat them again on the 5th. So I missed that chunk right there.
Okay. And in between, the Knicks somehow got it.
The Hornets lost to the Nets.
The Nets
lost to the Jazz.
Whoa.
The Jazz lost to the Knicks.
And the Knicks have had it since.
Yes.
So not only last night were they playing for a right to go to Vegas, they were playing to keep
it.
To keep the. Otherwise, Toronto could have had it
again.
So it's in the East. What's coming up for the Knicks, Chris?
On how they could get it to here.
Yeah, let's see.
Well, they got the Magic in the semifinals.
Okay.
See, what does hurt things is if they go to the finals, then they'll play. That's what we need. We need the Knicks to lose in the finals.
Okay. Doesn't, let me see here. No. It would be a while, but if the Lakers won it and beat the Knicks and the Lakers held it for a while, the Kings play the Lakers at the end of the month. But that's still 2, 4, 6, 7, about 8 games away for the linear championship. Sorry, JR. We led you wrong.
Man, you got our hopes up and everything.
Yeah. I was trusting in you, Chris. You follow that stuff.
See, I could have lied too, and I could have just not said
left
anything,
it that way.
But
Yeah.
the one-year championship is too important.
It is way too important. And honestly, we haven't focused on it enough lately. And I apologize for that. We'll be better. We'll be better on that. Then someone saying, didn't the Celtics take it from the Knicks? I don't know. Being asked by Folsom Mike.
Yep, the Knicks beat the Jazz, and then they beat the Magic, and then last night they beat the Raptors.
Okay. Folsom Mike asks, hey, have you guys watched Boozer at all? Cam Boozer. He's old school like his dad. Love it, but not sure if he translates to today's NBA like Drew Timme. Not sure if I would take him. How about you? I don't feel qualified enough yet or watching enough, but I will say I watched a decent amount of his game this last weekend against Michigan State. And I will say this, my first appearance or first take on it is I wasn't overly impressed. Now, maybe I saw a bad game, a bad stretch. I wasn't overly impressed. I've heard the hype, seen the hype. He's projected to be one of the top 4. I'm going to watch some more because that's not fair to do it in one game. But my first reaction, that's it. That's my honest reaction to it. All right, still to come, we will have 4 down territory and who's hot, who's not. We'll visit with Katie Christensen. We got what's on deck. We got crosstalk. But up next, how about a Hall of Famer? Former 49er linebacker Patrick Willis scheduled to join us. That's next on Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Last minute shopping? Been there. Luckily, there's still a little time to shop, and Ulta Beauty makes it easy. Find the hottest gifts from brands like Sol de Janeiro and Tarte. Need stocking stuffers? Grab minis from Clinique and Benefit Cosmetics or fragrance roller balls. Gift cards are always a win in a pinch. So hurry and head to Ulta Beauty today. Or buy online and pick up in-store now. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Now is the time before winter is full on in your kitchen to make sure your heat or your furnace is ready. How do you do that? Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating will get the job done for you like they did for me last winter when our system crashed and burned in the dead of winter. Check them out, leesair.com. Right now, get $100 off any AC heating or plumbing repair. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating does it all, and they've been doing it at a high level for 40 years. See how they can help you stay warm and cozy all winter at leesair.com. That's Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, license number 635355.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is offering free full diagnostic panels of $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert, John Party, Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Tickets start at only $68. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the live music fan in your life. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with the California Office of Traffic Safety and Caltrans, Michelob Ultra, and Bare Bones Workwear. More info at CITPFest.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for Hoblet's Wrap the Year Up sales event?
Right now, you can save up to $12,500 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesmans with no payments for 90 days. That means you drive home a new Ram today and don't make your first payment until March of next year. Or you can save up to $5,250 off MSRP and get 0% for 72 months, saving you thousands in finance charges.
Everyone keeps saying 0% is impossible to find. I guess they weren't checking at Hoblet.
We strive every day to get our customers the best deals on the truck they need. Affordability is key, and right now we have new 2025 Ram 1500 starting as low as $34,995.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$12,500 toll net savings on select new 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesman after $7,250 factory rebates and $5,250 dealer discount. Rebates include $47.50 national, 10% below MSRP rebate. $2,000 holiday select inventory, $500 on the job upfit, must show eligible upfit. To this net savings, sample VIN 197717. See dealer for details.
Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
Jason Ross back here with you. Carmichael Dave out today dealing with those nagging, just awful migraines. Or migraine, I guess it's one. But it's been a while since he's been caught up in one of those, but he's got one of those today. So we wish him a quick return and get those meds kicking in and back with us next show, which will be tomorrow. Tomorrow on the show, by the way, Sam Amick scheduled to join us. Always good to check in with Sam. The latest pulse on the NBA, and Kelly Brothers scheduled to join us tomorrow as well. Still to come in this show, we're about 30 minutes away from visiting with Kings television analyst Katie Christensen. And in a few moments, we're still hoping to check in with 49ers linebacker, former linebacker, but I think when you're a Hall of Famer, that's the headliner. He was in the Super Bowl. Patrick Willis. Patrick, really just one of the Niner legends. Maybe we'll ask him about Phillip Rivers coming back. Is Patrick got any more game left? Could the Niners call on him? They could use some help on that defense. While Fred Warner's out, you get Patrick Willis in there. Would he have to give up his Hall of Fame jacket? I hope not. I don't think so. So hopefully he'll be joining us here in just a few moments. For those of you that want to check in, certainly feel free to do so on the text line at 339-1140. 1-800-920-1140, either the phone lines or the text line there. And also on our YouTube chat, hit the thumbs up while you're there. Thank you for all those regulars that are there each and every day checking in and having your own conversations along the way. So we appreciate all of you guys out there. But, yeah, the Super Bowl is coming up. It is 60 days away. 60 days from today, we will have the Super Bowl in Santa Clara. Last time it was there, we did take our shows on the road. We had several shows down there. I remember being down there with Nate Goodyear. So that's how much the different alignment was at that time. But that was the Broncos and Panthers Super Bowl in Santa Clara. And my experience of that being at Radio Row was fun. It was, to me, it was really a good people watching place if you ever get a chance to go. I mean, the Super Bowl in itself is crazy, but Super Bowl week and the festivities around it, that's really what the sport has become and what it can do for the outlying areas in the community, not only Santa Clara, but San Francisco and everything in the Bay, how much it helps generate revenue and foot traffic and overall traffic. But, yeah, the NFL experience. And to me, it was, I don't know what it is about me. I generally, and I've said this before, I generally don't get too starstruck. But it's if I'm at an event that I expect to see someone, or like in this case, NFL players, that wasn't that shocking. But it's the other people that you see that you're not expecting. And I know we had an opportunity on our show at the time with Nate and myself. Like Jeff Goldblum came by. I think they were, what was that, for Independence Day 2 maybe? I think is what it was. Bill Pullman. I remember seeing Ken Griffey Jr., and that one was just like, whoa. And, we're around all the, Troy Aikman was there, and Deion Sanders, and, all these NFL people that you expect to see. I remember seeing someone walking through by themselves, and I'm like, wait a minute. I know who that is. But I couldn't place them. I go, who? They were by themselves. It was Ezekiel Elliott, but he was at Ohio State. He wasn't even a pro yet. And so, he wasn't kind of...
What? Was he getting paid to be there?
Seemingly no. He was just kind of walking around. There were people from, the cooking channels, Food Network. But I will say this. The person that I remember that got the most buzz and attention when they entered the building, it's like you could just tell someone was there. And I remember what stood out to me is, I believe, Troy Aikman. Maybe it was like Troy Aikman. I want to say Frank Thomas and Ken Griffey Jr. were all really close to our table. So, we've got some massive celebrities, but someone was coming through and everybody was stopping and looking and trying to figure out who it was. And just a mob of people were following this person. Chris, I'm sure you heard the story before, but do you remember who the person was by chance?
Tim Tebow.
It was Tim Tebow. You're correct.
The baseball player?
Oh, man, at the time, was he? I don't know.
No, I think it's still in the NFL.
I think he was still doing the NFL. But it's so weird when, you're in a place that's just filled with so many people that, from longtime NFL veterans to, current active NFL stars, that it was Tim Tebow that generated the most buzz in the building at that time. And then to see, to me, other media people working and doing their craft and having their show set up, and then to watch other, smaller markets, bigger markets, what people do for their shows. It's interesting. I don't know. Have we discussed that? Are we having plans to be out there?
We'll talk about it later.
Okay. Not sure if we are or not. TR is asking about where's Carmichael Dave. If you're just joining us, obviously, TR, Dave is out today. He's got migraine. Unfortunately, he's not able to join us today. Hopefully, he'll be back with us tomorrow. But we're still efforting and working on getting Patrick Willis. The way these things work, too, is I'm guessing he's doing a bunch of these, and we're in line, and we might be, believe it or not, someone else is probably taking some of our sweet time.
Watch us find out it's Dave.
Yeah, exactly. Dave was recording separately for a podcast on his own with Patrick Willis. So we will see. Obviously we will stop down and get to him if and when he is available and ready. But we are going to continue going through some things. If we kind of stick it to the NFL and to the 49ers. Yeah, the 49ers this week, we mentioned them and what they've got. They've done a good job after they were in that stretch. Remember, they were loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. Well, now they've won 3 in a row, beating the Cardinals, beating the Panthers, beating the Browns. We said they kind of had to do that. They got to the bye week. Now they have to beat the Titans, and then you kind of take care of business after that with the Colts, Bears, and Seahawks. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to step aside here now. Hopefully on the other side we'll get a chance to check in with Patrick Willis, former Niner, Hall of Famer as well, as he's helped promote the Super Bowl, which is coming to Santa Clara. We'll visit with him next.
Tradition continues this year. The Santa Parade, free for all to enjoy, circling Capitol Park beginning at 10 a.m. December 13th, the joy of the holiday season. Santa Claus is coming to Sacramento with the 41st Santa Parade. Join Sactown Sports 1140 December 13th beginning at 10 a.m.
Brought to you in part by Western Health Advantage.
Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heating and Air. They're now upgrading what they do to include plumbing. They're bringing that same expertise and experience to the plumbing space. So they're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy home pros. You hear me talk about them all the time as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get second opinions on any HVAC service or replacement. And now you can get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. They'll come out to your house for free and give you that second opinion. And right now, they got a free furnace special with a full system installation up to $2,500 in rebates. All for a company that's been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Get more for your money at Elk Grove Chevrolet, where value meets style. Lease a new Chevrolet Trax for just $199 per month plus tax. Enjoy its roomy backseat, flat rear window, and simple, attractive interior packed with an 11-inch touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay, and wireless charging. The Trax delivers more for less. Visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today for full lease details and see why the Trax is such a smart choice. Call Maverick Electrical to claim your free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check with a donation. This month, donate 5 canned foods to Maverick Electric's Holiday Food Drive and get a free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check. They'll collect your cans at the appointment and make sure your heat stays comfy and your lights stay steady, so the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com to schedule your free tune-up today.
What will a Maverick do? 'Cause you're a Maverick too.
Give to get with no gimmicks. Limited appointments, some restrictions apply.
From holiday hosting to unforgettable gifts, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. And now, during their Sizzle All the Way sale, you can get 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners get an extra $35 off with promo code SKY at checkout. I was lucky enough to receive Omaha Steaks as a gift, and it was everything I had hoped for. Items were individually packaged so I could cook for the entire family. Or if I was the only one home, I would treat myself with a delicious steak, sides, and even dessert. I loved those nights by myself. Right now is the perfect time to save on delicious gifts and holiday hosting favorites. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. It's holiday magic made easy. Save big on gourmet gifts and more holiday favorites with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Sizzle All the Way sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code SKY at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's omahasteaks.com, code SKY.
Get auto care that values your time at OK Tire and Automotive Tire Pros, Sacramento's family-owned shop since 1965. Need new tires? Enjoy free vehicle pickup, delivery, and a courtesy shuttle. Every 5th oil change is free. From star smog checks to key fobs, our ASE certified team handles it all. With over 870 5-star reviews, you're in good hands. Call today. Our advisors are here Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
That's right, Jason Ross here with you. Carmichael Dave off today. He's back with us tomorrow, and I know he's bummed because he loves talking 49ers, as do I. And one of the all-time greats, the Hall of Famer, the super stud linebacker, Patrick Willis, joining us here on the show. Patrick, I'm Jason Ross. How are you this morning?
Doing fantastic. How about you all?
Doing great. Do you ever get tired of hearing that? Hall of Famer, Patrick Willis? I mean, I would just have everybody call me that if I was a Hall of Famer.
Hey, absolutely not, man. I'm honored. I'm humbled. Just grateful that I can have that title in front of my name. Yeah.
Well, something I didn't know until the Super Bowl last time that was in Santa Clara, and had a chance down there at Radio Row to talk a lot of Hall of Famers too. That inside the jacket that you get, amongst many other the great perks, your Hall of Fame number. What's your Hall of Fame number? Do you know that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See, look, I got excited just real quick. Yes, my number is 378.
And what do you do with the coat? Like, where do you keep that?
Yeah, right now I have it in the closet in a suit bag. I have it right next to my Hall of Fame my 49ers Hall of Fame jacket as well. And so, I just keep it nice. And I just think I went and got it cleaned the other day for the first time. And so I was like, hey, listen, make sure, this is the same cleaner I've used for years, but I'm like, listen, make sure you take care of this jacket now. Don't you mess it up. I'm gonna have to come here and tackle everybody.
I can't believe you. I mean, look, I'm sure you trust your cleaner, but you really took it to a cleaner's?
Yeah. I feel like, man, I've been using this same cleaners for forever now. And so, I take it to clean. That's the only way you can get it clean. You can't take it anywhere else. And so I'm only going to take it to somebody that I know that has my best clothes in mind.
Yeah. Well, how often do you get to wear it, Patrick? I'm sure that at the Super Bowl week, which we're 60 days away now, but how often in a year would you say you get the opportunity to wear that?
Well, I was inducted in 2024. I probably have worn it maybe one time, and I think the time I went to wear it, I didn't actually have to wear it, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to put it to the side then if I don't have to have it on. But it's like one of those things where it reminds me of when I was growing up with my grandmother. Growing up, my grandmother's home. When you go in her home, there were certain rooms that you didn't go in, or there were certain things you didn't touch.
Yes.
And I feel like that's how that jacket is, where it's up and only for special occasions, will I pull it out.
Yeah, you learned that really quick. I don't know what the punishment was for you, but you didn't mess with stuff at the grandparents' house, huh?
No, you didn't.
As we're talking with Patrick Willis, Hall of Famer, he's going to be a part of the festivities. I mean, to kind of be one of the hosts, I would say, Patrick, when the Super Bowl comes to Santa Clara in 60 days. It's an experience presented by Jersey Mike's and Super Bowl opening night fueled by Gatorade. Obviously, you'd love to see the 49ers there, but either way, as someone that's played in the Super Bowl, what is that week truly like? I know the players always try to say it's another game, but it can't be. That just seems like such a wild couple of weeks to get ready for the big game.
Yeah, I mean, it's an intense time for sure. It's one of those things where you've heard people say, man, the team that has been there before is a team that has the higher chance to win. And it makes sense because when I think back on that game, I remember what I felt like playing that game, and I remember what I felt like a week after, and I remember what I feel like now. And I've said to myself, like, man, if we could have got back there again, I think would have been a lot more sound. I would have been able to feel my feet underneath me and whatnot. I feel like the game was so big and the stage was so immaculate that it was the first. I haven't felt that way since I was a rookie, getting ready to play my first NFL game on Monday Night Football. That's how intense it was. And then you just want to go out there and play great because you know how hard it is to win. And considering my career when I started, the first 3 or 4 years wasn't the best. And so to get to the playoffs the year before, get to the NFC Championship the year before and come up short. And then, the next year to get to the Super Bowl and, not win it, I was hoping that 2013 season was it, but then it just didn't get it done.
Yeah, so I'm thinking if I take you back to that, you were in big games before and like you said, conference championships. But I don't know, to me, as someone that's watched the Super Bowl, when it gets to, 15 minutes away, and if it's, I know you guys were in New Orleans, so it was the Dome, but if it's a flyover, if it's whoever's doing the anthem, which is usually some mega star, the way the intros go, it just feels so massive. Is that what you're talking about? It just, you really felt like a rookie, the nerves were there.
Yeah. It was most definitely, for me at least, I had nerves. And like you said, I had played a bunch of games up to that point. But when I think about what I felt like, it reminded me of what I felt like the very first game that I had, that I remember telling Coach Singleton. He looked at me, he said, "You all right, Pat?" I said, I was looking at him. He said, "What, you all right?" I said, "Coach, I think I'm about to pass out." I'm not gonna say I was about to pass out that day, but I just felt really light on my feet. I felt too light, as if I wasn't there. But I know I was, but it was just the feeling of the game itself. But like I said, I would say if I had the opportunity to go back again and play in that game again, I know that I would feel like.
Yeah, what's amazing at that time of your career, if I'm not mistaken, if I have the numbers right, you're probably I think you were in year 6 or 7 of your career. So like you had played a little bit, and so there's probably some young guys looking at you going like, how's he reacting? And if you were feeling that way, I can't imagine what they were feeling.
Yeah. I was, I think it was year 7. And again, I don't know if it was more so just the pressure that I put on myself to. It's like anything, like, you prepare, and even though you prepare, you still have to go out and execute. And so for me, that was, a big part of my mind was like, man, not only is this the biggest game that I've ever played in, but I'm also playing against a guy across from me who I have admired his game for so long, even watched it before I even got to the league. And so to be, lined up across from him, in your head, you're like, man, I have to make sure I got to be at my best today. I got to make sure everything is sound, from the steps to taking on the blockers to making tackles. Everything had to be perfect for my own reasons, our own team reasons. But then also you had the man himself, on the other side, and you always want to make sure that you make some rackets. So you're like, all right.
Yeah. As we're talking with Hall of Famer Patrick Willis, who will be a part of the Super Bowl festivities when it comes to Santa Clara in 60 days. Patrick, just hearing you talk, I feel like I don't know what it is. It's human nature for a lot of people. You have so many accolades, Niners Hall of Fame, the NFL Hall of Fame, all these awards, considered one of the greats. Yet, and you have all these great wins. It feels like, just hearing you, like the Super Bowl loss probably, does that sit with you more than anything you did that would have way more positives attached to it?
I feel like it does. It's one of those things where when people ask me about the game, I tell them, I say, I'm grateful for it. And I don't want to be ungrateful by saying, man, I would have loved to, I wanted to win this. I wanted to have this. I just want to be grateful that I had the opportunity to be able to do what I did. But I will say, man, it does sound amazing when you're at alumni games and you hear the guys being called out, you guys all being called out, and you hear them calling out the 89, not the 89, but the early squads that won the Super Bowls. And you hear them say, Super Bowl champion and Hall of Famer, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, wow, man, that sounds so absolutely amazing. And then to have gotten that close, to have had a team like we had, and to have gotten that close, you can't help but think back and like, man, it was right there.
Yeah.
It was right there. But, it's what it is.
Well, look, we're just witnessing something pretty special. Phillip Rivers was called back to the Colts. He's been out for 5 years. Like, while Fred Warner's out, Patrick, I mean, look, the Niners could make a run. We get you back out there. Any chance of that?
You know what, man? I appreciate the game and I admire the game. I'm rooting for Phillip Rivers. But for myself, it would have to be one of those things where I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm just, again, I'm just grateful for the journey that I had. And obviously, there's things that I feel sometimes, you hear your coaches sometimes when you sit in those meetings and your coach would say, man, if I could just run down the field one time and make a tackle, and you look at him like, Coach, what? Why are you even thinking that? You like 100 years old. Like, what you how you want to run down the field and make a tackle? But when you love the game and when it's in you, I don't care how long you've been away from it. I don't care how far you are away from it. It's something in you that when you around it and you feel it, you just want to go and do it.
Yeah.
And so I think I've had those moments. I think maybe it's like a love that you'll never ever forget. But you probably had to move on.
Yeah. Well, it's been great catching up with you, Patrick. I know you're going to be a part of the festivities to get everybody kind of as a host, right? Welcoming all those from the NFL community around in 60 days. And again, the Super Bowl experience presented to you by Jersey Mike's, and Super Bowl opening night is fueled by Gatorade. I know it's going to be a fun time for you. Let's hope the Niners are a part of it. And Patrick, we wish you nothing but the best going forward, and keep that jacket clean and in good shape.
Hey, most definitely. I appreciate it. And again, make sure you all come out and check it out. And remember, kids 12 and under, they get in free every day. So come out, have a great time. If you're young, test your skills and see what you have. If you're old and you think you still got it, test your skills and see what you have. But all in all, come out and let's have a great time.
Awesome. Thank you, Patrick. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again soon.
That sounds great. Have a good one.
All right, you too. That is Hall of Famer Patrick Willis. Man. Still would love to get out there. I feel like I know he probably stopped at the right time for him because, probably had a little bit more left in his career, but like what a fulfilling career he had, a Hall of Fame career at that. Love catching up with him. Before we break, Chris, do we have time to get in who's hot and who's not?
What's hot, what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Home Pros, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergy.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
All right, Chris. Who is hot besides our guest, Patrick Willis?
Jalen Brunson.
Okay.
In yesterday's NBA Cup game, which you absolutely despise. Knicks won 117-101. Jalen Brunson, 13 of 19 from the field, 6 of 9 from 3. Finished the night with 35 points to get the Knicks a win.
I despised that.
Despise them.
Way to go, Jalen Brunson. Way to be hot. How about who's not?
The Chicago Bulls.
The Bulls.
They currently are tied with the worst losing record in the worst losing streak in the NBA. They've lost 7 in a row. They have not won since before Thanksgiving.
Skiving. Yeah.
Just says skiving.
Skiving. Yeah, they were hot at one point. Now they're not.
Yeah, they've lost all those games. Still have a better record than the Kings at 9-14.
Hey, remember, there's some that want them to lose. I think we're watching Chicago when the Kings played, and I was like, man, what a great story they are. And then, of all things, like Kobe White came back, and they got worse for some reason. But sometimes those tweaks can happen and maybe that's adjusting more to the norm for the Chicago Bulls. All right, our thanks again to Patrick Willis. Hopefully you enjoyed that interview. I know I did. Anything you ever missed, we had Tim Plow earlier. You can go back to Sactown Sports, our podcast page, and check it out, or on YouTube. It's always there for you when you want, kind of on demand in your own way. All right, when we get to the 9 o'clock hour, we still have Crosstalk with Alan Stiles. What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. But up next, more on the Kings. Let's get the very latest from Kings television analyst Katie Christensen. She will join us next on Sactown Sports.
A Sacramento tradition continues this year. The Santa Parade. Free for all to enjoy, circling Capitol Park beginning at 10 a.m. December 13th, the joy of the holiday season. Santa Claus is coming to Sacramento with the 41st Santa Parade. Join Sactown Sports 1140 December 13th beginning at 10 a.m.
Brought to you in part by Elk Grove Chevrolet, Western Health Advantage, and OK Tire and Automotive.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton & Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
At Target, great memories start with great prices. Get gingerbread house kits for just $12, plus all the Wonder Shop baking must-haves. Gather the whole fam, grab some gingerbread kits, and start building sweet moments together. Then keep the joy rolling, baking up tasty treats with Wonder Shop that'll make the season a blast. Make unforgettable memories with incredible prices on gingerbread kits and Wonder Shop baking essentials. And step into the holidays, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here. If you're in the market for a new car, let me tell you about my experience with Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the moment I walked into their state-of-the-art showroom, I knew I was making the right choice. There was no pressure from the sales staff, and if I'm being honest, I felt like a kid in a candy store. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV, and let me tell you why. First of all, the comfort. After a long day at work, I actually look forward to being in my car. It has several different massage settings, including my favorite, hot relaxing back. Plus, the seat heating and cooling features are perfect for the hot summer or those chilly mornings. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. They're just a short drive down I-5, or you can shop online anytime at mbfstockton.com. That's mbfstockton.com, and tell them Drape sent you.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sactown Sports, 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Yep. All right, final hour is here. In this last hour, we will visit with Alan Stiles, see what's coming up on his show at 9:45. Also, celebrity birthdays, still what's on deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. We've talked to UC Davis football coach Tim Plow and Hall of Famer Patrick Willis. And now we begin the 9 o'clock hour every Wednesday. We like to check in with Kings television analyst, your friend and our friend, Katie Christensen, joining us this morning. Katie, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, Jason. How are you?
I'm doing well. Better than Dave. You know Dave well. He's got one of those migraine days, which I know those aren't fun to go through.
They are a nightmare. Yes, yeah. I can empathize.
Have you had those before?
Oh yeah, I have chronic migraines.
Oh man. So like, as someone that never has, and not that I would wish it on anybody, like Dave describes them. It's debilitating, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it is debilitating. Actually, it's funny. Obviously, we were just in Indiana for the Kings game, and I remember playing there when I was in the WNBA, and I actually missed a game in Indiana and was like in the locker room in the dark, like had a terrible migraine that day. So yeah, they are completely debilitating for sure.
I remember. I was a kid, Katie, so I didn't have the knowledge, I guess, at the time, and never experiencing them, which I'm thankful for and I guess blessed for. But I remember, I think it was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar used to get them, and then there's been other people that had missed games. I'm like, how is he missing a game for a headache? And it's not. That's just not it. Like you're talking about light. Like you just can't even, like lights or different sound. Like you just can't function, right?
Yeah, it's definitely lights and noises. And it just, your head, it feels like it's splitting open. Ugh. Like, and it's usually like always on one side. So like mine is always on the right side, above my right eye. And it's just, yeah. And I mean, it can be so bad that it makes you throw up, like from how much pain, like you get nauseous. And so they can be a little, they have great medicine for them now.
Yeah.
So that does help. So,
you guys are now back from an extended trip. Of all the years you have done this now, you guys like took residency in Miami. I can't remember. What was it? 4 full nights in Miami?
oh
3?
gosh.
3 or 4?
Yeah. 3.
Well, I was after Houston, and you stayed
I guess
after the
it's
game,
4
right?
because we went after the Houston game. Yeah, there was one other time that it was actually in Miami as well, and I want to say it was maybe within the last 5 years where we had like 2 full days off in Miami, and I think some people might enjoy that. I'm not particularly on that list of people, but it's just how the schedule works out. I guess there's worse places to be for a few days, but
yeah. If you had a preference of your NBA cities and you said, and the team said, hey, we're going to be here for, I guess what was equivalent to 4 nights, what would be the top of your list?
I would probably, just for selfish reasons, say LA. It would never happen because of how close we are. But then maybe in that sense, I could get my family down there and maybe do a little Disney or Universal, you know?
Yeah, make a trip out of it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So, look, Katie, we're now about a quarter of the way into the season. I think we always learn something about this team as we go along. And they had some good moments on this trip. It's really tough for them to put together, to me, 4 good quarters of basketball. There were stretches in the Indiana game where they were great. And then the last 6 minutes, they kind of let themselves down. What's keeping them from being closer to that 4-quarter team right now?
Yeah, well, you're 100% right. I feel like it's been the first quarter in a lot of games where they get themselves in trouble. And there's kind of a good thing and a bad thing about that, right? They got down by 11 in the first quarter. I think the second quarter, they were like a -3. They had a brilliant third quarter. And then it's just, especially being on the road, but when you get down double digits in the first quarter, you're battling and scratching and clawing the rest of the way through. And so it basically puts you in a situation where you have to play near flawless basketball the rest of the way through. And so, they had a brilliant third quarter. They didn't turn the ball over. They didn't foul like they fouled in that first quarter. I think Indiana had like 13 free throw attempts in that first quarter alone, but in the second half, I think they only had like 4 or 6 free throw attempts before the game kind of got out of control. The last 4 minutes, and then there was those really ridiculous fouls in the last like 60 seconds of the game where I don't even know what the officials were doing. I think Mark made a comment about I guess they don't have a plane to catch.
All right.
Because it didn't make a lot of sense. But, I think that was the problem against Indiana, was just early fouling and got themselves in trouble in the first quarter. And then they played great really the rest of the way through. But if you have letdowns the last 4 minutes, they're incredibly costly because you put yourself in a situation where you cannot make mistakes. And listen, you can't play that way. No, everyone's going to make mistakes. So I think that was kind of the issue, and something that I have seen kind of early in this season is first quarters can be really, really tough on this team. So it's how they come out, how they approach it in the beginning that, I think is something that they can and should address.
Talking with Katie Christensen, Kings television analyst. On this trip, we saw one of those games that Zach LaVine is definitely capable of. I mean, he scored the first 10 against Miami, 18 in the quarter. Was just hot all night long, looked comfortable, showed off his athletic ability. I know he can't go for 42 every night, but he showed us early on that he could be, an elite scorer, an efficient scorer. What is it that they're not getting that from him? Again, I'm not expecting 42 every night, but Katie, there's some nights where then he goes and takes 3 shots or 8 shots. Like they just can't find all that they can get out of Zach LaVine right now.
It's an interesting question because it's obviously, I think, one that, everyone kind of is wondering and I think unfairly there's been some blame put on Zach LaVine as if like, oh, he just disappears or he didn't show up or that kind of narrative. But, and I said it several times, pardon me, through the course of the Indiana game, he's coming off 42, shooting the ball incredibly well. you want to try and really get him going early. And I just feel like there's stretches where this team doesn't have the mentality of we need to make sure that this guy is getting touches right now, right? And it's kind of a conundrum because you want to play where the ball, multiple people are getting touches and the ball's moving and people are moving, body and ball movement, right? We talk about that all the time. But I think there needs to be a little bit more of a deliberate focus on making sure that he's getting the touches. And in the NBA, you can't be a coach that is on the sideline calling play after play after play after play. Rick Carlisle, obviously the head coach of Indiana, used to kind of have that MO, right? When he was in Dallas, and it was like, he's calling all the plays from the sideline. The players, in my opinion, need to have some power in this situation where they could go out, make reads. And Doug Christie has talked a lot about he doesn't want to teach his team to run plays. He wants to teach them how to play the game. And that's part of playing the game, is just a recognition of making sure that, certain people are getting touches. And that, okay, if someone's kind of on a streak, you want to make sure that you're focusing in on making sure that they're in good positions to score. So that's the 5 guys that are on the floor that need to be cognizant and aware of that. And I just feel like there's long stretches of where Zach's not even getting touches on the offensive end. And I think that sometimes that can breed the mentality in a player where when they do get a touch, they force up a shot that maybe isn't the best shot. And I didn't see that from Zach in Indiana. I actually thought there was a couple that he I felt could have taken, but he did pass it to a teammate and they did get a great shot, right? But this is a guy that can score at a high level. And so there's times too where, he's trying to play the right way, he's trying to make the right pass. And I think that's a great mentality to have. I would just like to see the team focus a little bit more on making sure that they're putting him in a position where he's getting a touch, a quality touch during the course of their offense. Run it through, like make sure that multiple people are touching it, not just Zach, because you're just going to get a better shot that way. And I just feel like there's a lot of possessions where or too many possessions where 1 or 2 guys are touching the ball, and when they're touching it, they're dribbling 10, 15 times and then going into kind of an ISO move to get a shot. I think they're, NBA players are high level players, right? And yes, there are guys that can do that, and there's probably a lot of guys that can do that. I just don't think that's the best brand of basketball.
Yeah,
for longevity.
Yeah, I agree 100% on that, Katie. Is that more on, it's probably collective, I know, but like on Russ or on Schroeder or whoever's playing point guard to kind of recognize that, or is that still a collective there?
It's a collective. It's got to be also a message coming from the coaches. But yeah, I think that really is a primary responsibility of a point guard. But obviously, you can run a play, the point starts the offensive possession, but then it falls on the other 4 guys as well, right? Everyone on the court has to be on the same page. Like if Russ passes it to, DeMar, DeMar also has to be like, you know what, we need to get Zach a touch, or we need to get, so-and-so. It's Malik a touch, who's just made, 5 straight baskets. Like those things are kind of threads throughout a game where everybody needs to be aware of it, but also the point guard saying, hey, we need to make sure that we're getting some good looks for so-and-so right now. Those need to be conversations that are being had on the floor amongst the players.
As we're talking with Katie Christensen here, the team is missing Domantas Sabonis, but as a result of that, we've seen an influx of minutes here for Maxime Reynaud, and now starting the last couple of games, really starting to produce some good things for Doug Christie. What have you seen watching Max develop here kind of right in front of our eyes?
Yeah, this is the silver lining, right? And you never listen, I understand fans don't want silver linings, but I'm looking at it through kind of the lenses of, this is kind of a gift. Like, I don't think anyone expected Max to get big minutes this season because he is backing up Domas, and you do kind of want Domas to be playing 35 minutes, so that doesn't leave a lot for a backup. But this extended time, I've been incredibly, really, impressed by Max for multiple reasons. He's got a lot of things in his offensive tool belt, if you will, that I didn't really realize that he had. And a lot of young bigs, especially, might have one move and a counter to the move. He's got a bunch of different moves. He's got great touch around the basket. He has a great feel for the offense and for kind of the defense and what shot is available. He's done a good job on the boards in my mind. But I think maybe the thing I'm most impressed with is his versatility on defense. He communicates at a high level, which I think is a rarity for a rookie, let alone a big, because the big is kind of, sitting back in the back of that defense, and they need to be the ones that are, kind of controlling the communication and then, calling things out and making sure that, the guys out in front of him know what's going on behind. He does that really well. But they've been switching 1 through 5 with him on the floor. And he's done a tremendous job in terms of keeping his space, staying in front of offensive players, and then being able to contest or, force them to move the ball along. And so that, to me, probably has been the most surprising thing to me from his game. And, you can just tell that his confidence is really going up, and that his IQ he's got a high basketball IQ. He's a smart player.
Now that you've seen him play a little bit more while Sabonis is out, when DeMontis comes back, I'm sure those minutes go right back to him, as they should. But is there a scenario, Katie, where you can see them playing together at all? Will they work together?
Yeah, I do think that there is a scenario. And I think Doug was actually asked that question in Indiana. There was a French journalist there that was asking, questions, and he asked that question. And listen, Doug kind of summed it up maybe best. Like, you can't really script what you're going to do. Like, you go into a season, you've got a new roster, you've got ideas of what could work together. That might not have been a theory that he had at the beginning of this season that, down the line, we're going to be able to play these two side by side. But I think with what Max has shown, I think that's opening that conversation within the coaching staff of saying this is a possibility, because he has the ability to stretch the floor. He's really versatile on defense, as we were just talking about. And when you look at the trend of where the NBA is going with kind of bigger rosters, bigger lineups, right, where you got a couple 7-foot guys out there. We've seen it with Utah. You've got it with Houston. I mean, you can go down the list. A lot of most NBA teams now have size. And the small ball theory, to me, is kind of trending down in the NBA right now. And I think the reason that it is because when it went to small ball, it had a lot to do with the spreading of the floor and the three-point shooting just skyrocketing in the league, right? Well, at that time, a lot of bigs weren't three-point shooters, and that was kind of when Brook Lopez, for example, started to integrate that skill set into his game, and that changed how he could play and who he could play with. But now that you have 7-footers that for years now have been practicing their three, it's been a part of the game, I think that's where you can start to play 2 7-footers together, and why we're seeing that. Because odds are that one, if not both of them, do have that ability to stretch the floor. And so I think that's where you might have the possibility of seeing those two play together.
Katie, you mentioned Doug. You've known him a long time. I've known him a long time. I personally was worried a little bit about him just at the very beginning, just his own competitive spirit, how some of the things he was saying after post games, which I'm sure he was saying to the team, but sharing with the media. And I thought, boy, Doug, you got a long season ahead of him. I feel like there's been a little bit of a tone shift for him. Not that, I know he's competitive. He doesn't want to lose any of these games. Have you noticed that too? I mean, you're in a lot of these things on the road. I just thought, man, is Doug going to be able to make it himself personally through this year? Have you noticed that kind of, I don't know, he's not content with losing. That's not what I mean by any means, but he's not, wearing it as much as I felt like he was the first 10 games or so.
Yeah, I think it's a learning curve, right? I think it affects him greatly because he is competitive, and competitive people, no matter what business you're in, I feel like it kind of you take it as a personal blow, right? And how many blows can you take before it just, you fall apart because that competitive nature is just so ingrained in you. I think part of it is just Doug recognizing that there's a lot of things outside of his control, right? Mm-hmm. And so as a coach, you want to have your competitive spirit kind of impact your team and drive your team, but you also have to be able to say, listen, there's a number of things outside my control. All I can do now is try to control the things that are within my power. And that's how how they're prepared for games, the message you're portraying to them. It's, you can go down the list of all the things that he can control. So I think that maybe that's where the tone shift is coming from, is just saying, listen, I'm not playing with a full deck of cards right now. It's been shuffled multiple times. And, I've got to continue to try and push this team to grow and continue to put that competitive stamp on in terms of the expectations. We may not be playing with everybody, but there are expectations that I kind of demand of this team and the players, because what they're trying to do, they really are trying to, it's a cultural shift, right? And we've tried this multiple times with multiple coaches and different iterations. And so I think when you look at it from that perspective, the narrative shift, or kind of what he's portraying, is kind of accepting, I can't control this. So what can I do? What does my team need me to be right now for them?
Do you get any kind of read from the players about their own their own future? Because there's a lot of talk, that, December 15th is a date of significance. The trade deadline's a couple months after that. That's a date of significance, where there's guys in rumors, and there's no certainty in this league for anybody. But do you get a sense that those guys are going out there not knowing how much longer they have with this team?
So I have no conversations with players about anything involving that kind of topic, right? And I don't know if other members of the media do that. That's to each their own. I personally think that, as a former player, that's crossing a boundary for me, right? Yeah. I wouldn't want, our TV person to come up and be like, hey, are you worried about, what's your investment level? So I think the only kind of perspective I can offer on that is what it must feel like to be in those shoes, right? Because they're playing in an era where, and I didn't play in this era where there was social media and kind of a 24/7 news cycle on social, and it's very narrative driven, and people's opinions are out there, and then they get pushed even further, and all of this nonsense comes back to the players. And listen, it's part of the business. It's a business you signed up for. You're aware of it. I can't imagine as a player dealing with that, because I never had to. But what I can say is that with pretty good certainty that I'm sure it does affect them, because it's like your name's mentioned in trade rumors during the summer. It's mentioned during trade rumors during the season. You can look at things like, well, the overall picture. Certainly the Kings are trying to kind of rebuild and rebrand, if you will, and they're trying to build something. And, you can look at your salary or what's left on your contract, and you can say, logistically and with your agent and just knowledge of kind of how the business works, I'm probably not a piece of this future that they're trying to build. So I've got to imagine that the 15th of December, and then it's January 15th, right. And then all these milestones, these markers throughout the season, I think everyone has a pretty fair kind of assessment of where they are in terms of the longevity and future with this team. So because of all of those things we just mentioned, the social media and the news cycle and all this stuff. So I can't imagine that it is an easy kind of space to be, in. But then what everyone is going to say, because it always comes back to that, is it's part of the business and you make millions of dollars. That's great. They're still human beings.
Exactly.
I can't imagine that it's an easy thing from a human perspective.
Not at all. Also not easy when you've had a pretty difficult schedule already and you get added these 2 games during this Cup week to have Denver come in. I mean, it's really probably about 2 of the worst they could have been added, but at least you're well prepared. You know a lot about Denver. What do you expect for Joker and Murray and the Nuggets coming in tomorrow?
You know, the same thing we've seen from them in the 3 previous matchups already we've had this season. To my knowledge, Aaron Gordon's out for a bit, so they'll, be without him. And I actually think that went well. That played into the favor of the Kings in that 3rd matchup in Denver. But yeah, I mean, you expect with this team, it's going to be a difficult matchup with Joker. You've got Jamal Murray, who is, I think, we talked about it with Bam Adebayo during the Indiana game as well. Those are 2 names to me that pop up that I think they're stars in this league that maybe are a little underrated and a little under the radar, if you will, which is fine. It is what it is. Their numbers speak for it, and their value to their team speaks for itself. So, the theory or the approach that the Kings took to the last game against Denver in the previous matchups was, we're not going to double team Joker. We're not going to send people because he's a phenomenal passer. So that's going to be a one-on-one matchup with the big. He might get 40, but we're trying to make it so, he's not getting those easy cutting, dive dunks to the rim or the skip out threes to like Jamal and other 3-point shooters. So I imagine that they're probably going to use a little bit of the same game plan, but you always have to have a plan B and a plan C. You can't feed them a steady diet of anything throughout the course of the game. So, it's going to be the same thing as the previous 3 matchups. I know it's a boring thing to say, but that's why this Denver team is as good as they are and why they've gotten as far as they have, because they don't change things up. They are who they are. It's just you have to try and figure out different ways that you can gain advantages throughout the course of 48 minutes against them. So, I'm super pleased that it's Denver and Minnesota. I was like, oh my gosh, this is
rinse and repeat.
The brutality of the schedule is no joke.
Yeah. Well, Denver's 17-6 for a reason. It's worked for them, but one of those losses came to the Kings. So
that's
we'll see.
right.
We'll see how that goes. Katie, thank you as always. We love our conversations on Wednesdays, and we will see you tomorrow night at the arena.
All right. Take care, Jason.
All right. Thank you. That is Katie Christensen joining us, giving us her perspective on this team, where they are now, and what they're going to try to do going forward. And that next challenge is tomorrow night against Denver. Break time for us. What's on Deck? Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. And still to come, Crosstalk with Alan Stiles, plus Celebrity Birthdays, brought to you by Crumble Cookies, all straight ahead.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers! Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
The holidays can be a time of increased stress for those struggling with opioid or stimulant addiction. They can also be a time for pause, reflection, opportunity, and new beginnings. This holiday season, choose treatment and recovery. Embrace the company of family and friends and create special moments. Find a proven opioid or stimulant addiction treatment provider near you at ChooseChangeCA.org.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Honey, look. 4 calling birds.
Do they have cell phones?
Well, yeah. They're called calling birds because they have 4 lines of Cricket 5G.
How do they pay?
Oh, easy. Each line is only $25 a month.
Who are they calling?
Beats me. One sec, gotta take this.
Join Cricket Nation and get 4 lines for $25 per month each. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. New lines only. All lines must be selected. Unlimited plan fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at bfa.com/card FWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day.
Play and win to take your loyalty to new heights at Sky River Casino. Join Sky River Rewards today for a chance to receive up to $2,500 in free play. Plus, you'll be in the know about upcoming special events and offers. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun with rewards that add up and up. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit us to see how. Must be 21 or over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
There's the hard way to buy a car, and then there's the Hoblet way. Transparent prices, fast paperwork, and a team that's there to help, not hover. We've spent 77 years refining this process so you can get in, get out, and get driving with zero drama. Car buying doesn't have to be stressful. At least, not when you do it the Hoblet way. Experience the difference at HobletDodge.com. The easy way to buy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is gonna be fun.
It's time for What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing.
All right, What's on Deck, brought to you by our friends at Trex Decking and Railing. Not a lot of NBA today. We got 2 games to try to get to Vegas in the West. Suns at Thunder, Spurs at Lakers. I guess, Chris, we root for the Lakers because we love LA. Because if they win, and then they beat whoever else wins the first game, and then they beat the Knicks, they would have the linear championship and the cup. And then, can we take the cup from them? Is there a cup championship?
That's dumb. What are you even talking about?
Oh, my gosh, sorry. Way too far. But
I'm going to have to spend some time with it. There's got to be an easier way to get it
than that.
Out this way, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there is. It'll be easier to get it into the West, I think. Right now it's... Who has it currently? We said the Knicks?
The Knicks.
All right. Well, that's what's on deck tonight. Light night of sports, but you can check out those games. A couple other things wanted to get to before we get to our final segment. I know you saw it, Chris, because you sent it to me. Your thoughts on, I guess we'll call it an attempt of a half-court shot by the Mad Dog?
Oh, that was awful. Oh, I got to add also on deck Manchester City versus Real Madrid tonight. Today.
Light work.
Okay.
What
In
time
the
is that?
Bernabeu, 12 p.m.
Oh, whoa. What are you doing? Napping today?
No.
What?
I'm watching the game.
Oh, 12 noon.
Yes.
I was thinking, wow,
no.
12 p.m. is noon, not 12 a.m. You're like, no, I'm not napping. Are you crazy?
Are you insane?
You'll be able to get out of here in time?
We'll see.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
So that's at noon.
Hopefully the boss doesn't stop me on the way out.
Those bosses. Yeah, your thoughts on Mad Dog's, weird, awkward dribble, then
I don't know what he was trying.
Throw for half, and then it looked like he broke his hip.
It looked like somebody that's never even seen a sphere before.
Yeah.
Trying to shoot.
I mean, half-court shots, I marvel at athletes like NBA players that can kind of shoot it as a jump shot. Like, it's too far for me, but like you can go.
Dame does like a.
It's just like it's barely over a set shot, and you're just like, come on. Like I'd have to do a heave, but I mean, I wouldn't do whatever. I don't know what he was trying to do.
I don't know what he's. It looks like he thought of 5 different things while running up there to shoot it.
Yeah, and then just. It's a little bit like when you watch someone throw out a first pitch, and you go, "Are they faking it?"
It looks like Dave trying to throw a spiral.
What did you send us yesterday? Dave throwing after learning how to throw
yeah,
a
that was
spiral
it.
from Sean. Oh, that was the exact thing. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that was. But
imagine seeing that and like knowing that guy talked about how bad you were as an athlete.
Right. And that's the thing. Like I know there's probably in the athlete world. And I get it when like, why are you talking to me about lack of rebounding or missing a free throw or not hitting that pitch or throwing the ball away, whatever it is. You were never an athlete. I don't think you have to have been to be someone that evaluates people. But when it looks that bad, it's just like, oh, my goodness. Come on, Mad Dog. And that's where we get back to, we've talked about this before, Chris, like first pitches of a game. Sometimes, like, you still maintain, right, that Stephen A. Smith did that on purpose?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I just don't.
Like, I'm not saying that his first pitch, if he tried his best, would have been great. I think it would have been just like somebody throwing, it might have just hopped up there. But it was so bad, and they spent so much time talking about it. It's like, okay. It's one of those things, it's easier to get hate than praise type of things. So if you do a first pitch that's so awful that everyone's talking about it, that's easier than nobody talking about it because it was fine.
So if you were in that spot where like, all right, Chris, you're going to throw out the first pitch at the A's game next year, but it was one of those that went viral because of how bad it was, but you planned it, I guess you'd have to know. If you planned it, you have to know.
Planning is lame. I'll say that. Like if I got like, hey, this is you got the first pitch, I would just do it regularly.
Yeah, I would try. I mean, I would think I would throw.
I don't have the reputation of a Bill Murray who can just throw it into the stands.
Yeah.
It's like, isn't he great?
Yeah, I think if you're planning it, you also are comfortable with like, man, Chris, you are the worst. Like, no, I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Like you.
Like I'm sure that's where he's just like, man, he's walking around like the hallways at ESPN saying like, yeah, I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm with you. Like, more first pitches are just non-eventful. Like, they're just fine. They get thrown close, maybe one hop or bounce just short, a little high. It's either, like, you're so bad that you're memorable, or it's like, who are the people? I think it's Ichiro, Kaepernick, Russell Wilson threw, like, 95 plus, and you're just like, whoa. I think Nolan Ryan threw something like 90 at, like, 50-something.
Or Simone Biles, who did a backflip.
Yeah, like, somebody that, like, okay, they do some sort of crazy athletic feat.
I want to say a dinosaur did it one time. That was cool.
The backflip?
No, just throughout the first pitch.
The inflatable one or the mascot dinosaur?
Like those, like, ones where the person's inside and it works around
really
like
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've heard some people say, no, they don't let you on the mound, and others like, oh, I'd stay on the grass. Like, get on the mound if you can. Go do it. Also, before we get to our crosstalk with Alan Stiles, did you see Phillip Rivers has been at camp now? Not at camp.
I paid my taxes.
He's at Indianapolis. Where was this? Okay. Phillip Rivers was asked about his current weight. Quote, I'm not sure. How about that? He goes, that's my honest answer. I can tell you, though, it's not what it was when I walked off the field in Buffalo, but I ain't ran away from anybody anyway.
Oh, yeah, he's a big boy.
He didn't look, I mean, he might be heavier, but he didn't look any heavier to me. I can't believe he's playing. And it's something like, it's not that he's 44, it's that he hasn't played in 5 years.
Yeah.
Because if he had been playing all this long, what's Rodgers, 42?
And if you're a defensive player going up against him, are you like trying to make a name for yourself?
Well, and he's the one that always talks all game too?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Like, what if you're a rookie?
Like,
what if you're a rookie when it was his last season and he was talking trash and you're kind of just getting beat around? Like,
I didn't think I'd get a chance to see you again, but here I am. Remember me? Man. And isn't he the one that never swears?
This this is something now that I'm like starting to think about it. This could be something awful.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a boxer coming back after years and he's like, oh, yeah, I still got something. And then you just see them getting like Roy Jones Jr. is like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Don't do that again, please.
I sure hope like it's not a point of contentment with the like if someone in the family are like, no, we don't want you to play again. He's like, no, I got to do it.
Yeah, like, what does he get out of this?
I really don't know. He doesn't have to add to his legacy. I mean, I guess he could if somehow, some way he plays great and helps lead them to the postseason and has a great postseason. But he's already got a bunch of great stats. Actually, I should look that up. Can he move up the ladder at all in all-time passing? Let me look that up quickly before we get to Allen here. Okay, so Phillip Rivers, I know, is one of the all-time leaders in passing already. He has got to be top 10, I think. He is 7th. Well, I don't know if you think he'll pass for more than 600 yards in the last couple weeks.
No.
Okay. Because he needs 600 to go past Big Ben. But also, Matthew Stafford is now within 250 of him. So he's going to be passed by Stafford while he's trying to pass Ben Roethlisberger. Anyway, good luck to the Colts and good luck to Phillip Rivers. Break time for us. When we come back, Crosstalk with Alan Stiles and Celebrity Birthdays next.
A Sacramento tradition continues this year. The Santa Parade. Free for all to enjoy circling Capitol Park beginning at 10 a.m. December 13th, the joy of the holiday season. Santa Claus is coming to Sacramento with the 41st Santa Parade. Join Sactown Sports 1140 December 13th beginning at 10 a.m.
Brought to you in part by Elk Grove Chevrolet, Western Health Advantage, and OK Tire and Automotive.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade? That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No, we'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
At Target, great memories start with great prices. Get gingerbread house kits for just $12, plus all the Wonder Shop baking must-haves. Gather the whole fam, grab some gingerbread kits, and start building sweet moments together. Then keep the joy rolling, baking up tasty treats with Wonder Shop that'll make the season a blast. Make unforgettable memories with incredible prices on gingerbread kits and Wonder Shop baking essentials. And step into the holidays, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
The clock is ticking. This holiday season, give the gift they'll really love. A new Honda from Northern California's best Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Happy Honda days are happening right now. Score big with low payments, top trade-in value, and a huge selection of new Hondas, all at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on the results of the study recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers 2025.
Sacramento, the wait is over. The all-new Hard Rock Sports Bar is here at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. Enjoy the ultimate 24/7 sports watching destination with 20 big screens with all the action for the premier game day experience. There's no other place you'd want to be to watch all the games with you and your friends. Now open at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. For more details, visit casino.hardrock.com/Sacramento.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Imagine being a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit Tremfya.com.
Now is the time before winter is full on in your kitchen to make sure your heat or your furnace is ready. How do you do that? Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating will get the job done for you like they did for me last winter when our system crashed and burned in the dead of winter. Check them out, leesair.com. Right now, get $100 off any AC heating or plumbing repair. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating does it all, and they've been doing it at a high level for 40 years. See how they can help you stay warm and cozy all winter at leesair.com. That's Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, license number 635355.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Yeah, Alan's already ready to go. He's on fire. The stuff he's ready to go with today. What's wrong with this thing?
You know, hearing from Alan like that, it's like, oh yeah, Alan is just like us.
Yeah. Hi, Alan.
Hello. Hello.
How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah? What's
I'm
coming
great.
up on the show today?
So it's been a pretty... Sean Cunningham is for sure, whenever he responds, is about to make fun of me because we thought... I said we could do today, then I said tomorrow, then I said today, then I said tomorrow. So Sean Cunningham will be tomorrow, but I'm also waiting for a text for him to see just the ridiculousness of my messages, and he's for sure going to make fun of me. But he's going to be tomorrow. Greg, as well as the roundtable. Greg Swartz of Bleacher Report, he put out an article about 3 trade targets, and not only is it about the trade targets, there are guys, I know a lot of people are tired of hearing the same names, the John Collins, the Kyle Kuzmas. I'm telling you right now, this article from Greg Swartz that he put out about a month or so ago, none of those names for the Kings. We got brand new names that he finds to be targets, possible targets for the Kings, and it's still in the breath of going younger. It's not a double down, triple down situation. Good. And on the other side of that, he is very connected to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and there's been that report that Darius Garland, the yearly report that Darius Garland is available. So I'm going to ask him about that availability and kind of what the cutoff is. And I can ask you this too, Jason. So Greg Swartz, that's at 11 o'clock, okay? But I'm wondering, when we talk about getting the young talent, because another thing we talked about with Brett Siegel yesterday was how Keon could be a sweetener in a deal to get back young talent. What's the cutoff for that? Because I believe...
Like the age?
Yes. Darius Garland is 26, 27. He might be 27. Is 27 too old? Is that too close to doubling down versus, oh, no. You know, let's say they did a deal. Kyle and I were talking about it. Malik Monk, Keon, a core-focused deal for the Cavs to go more strength in numbers, if you will, versus just having the stars. You get back Darius Garland, he's 26, 27. That too old? Is that more double down?
It's getting closer to that for me.
Right?
I mean, he's a good player. He's a really good player. But to me, my whole focus, obviously I'm not Scott Perry or BJ Armstrong, but it would be picks, financial flexibility, and age, like getting younger. But like that's getting younger, but not in that 22, 23 range.
I think a bigger issue with it isn't the age, it's the contract. So he probably has, at least 2 years, maybe 3 on it. So, 26, 27, but you're paying him big money. You're not giving up you're not getting any financial flexibility. And, I mean, it seems like he's hurt more than he actually is. He just seems to be hurt at all the wrong times. Because we looked it up yesterday. He really hasn't missed that many games. He just misses
the key games.
Yeah,
he's got 42 next year, 44 the year after that. I don't know. I just feel like
it's not. I mean, that's only 2.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge.
But isn't that the same? That's only 2 for Zach. Only 2 for Sabonis.
No, yeah, you're not wrong. But he'd be the 14th point guard we're trying out. Yeah. So we have a quota. We have to hit a new point guard. Look, my guy, they're not going to move off of him, but Kyle always gets on me because I've been a Tyrese Maxey fan forever. Some people like to call him a chucker, but I don't think he's just a chucker. I think, the dude is a baller. His usage is insane. Did you know he's playing 39.9 minutes per game? That's his average.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Jason, would you say you've been around the game for a while? Would you say that is borderline malpractice if you're the Sixers?
It may just be by option, by choice, but that's working the guy a ton.
Yeah.
But he's producing.
Yeah, he is. And people like Kyle just say, well, of course he's scoring. Look how much he's playing.
He's a chucker.
You say a baller. First team all chucker.
Yeah.
Him. Who else is a chucker? Anthony Simon's chucker.
Okay. Again, this may be more fan rumors, but I've heard him mentioned with the Kings before, based on 1 year left.
No.
What's
Another
your wish
combo
list?
Guard? For me,
like if you could get it done, like it doesn't have to be a full roster, but just like a guy.
Come on, you know what it. And well, it's interesting because are we going younger or are we
whatever your list is?
Yeah, I'm a big. I have a type. All right, I have a couple types, but I'm a big DeAndre Hunter guy. And I'm a big Rui Hachimura guy.
Okay.
I think these are the types of guys. And, of course, my guy, Obi Toppin. And, of course, and Keon Ellis connected to L.A., by the way, not to ruin anybody's day. Yeah. And, of course, my guy, Obi Toppin. Those are the types. I want guys like that come in, help Keegan. Just give me 4 of those guys.
Oh, 4?
All 4.
Just get them all.
And 3 point guards. And let's figure it out.
Let's go. All right, so that's all coming up today. Sean tomorrow.
Yes.
Until we find out. All right. And then we should let everybody know, too, at 2:15, Scott Perry.
Man.
Be on with Whitey Gleason.
Yeah. I might just sit in here for the aura.
And just listen in.
Yeah. Just see Whitey go to work,
I think on our station.
Aren't you doing that right now?
I think on our station, the last person to talk to him is you.
That's right.
Media Day?
That's right, where I did the thing
what was
that I wasn't supposed to do.
Hoard guest.
No, that's what you did, Chris. When I said a player by name.
Oh, yeah. I did that to Monty. And he's like, I can't. I go, oh, my gosh, I'm sorry.
Right. Okay, now I don't feel as bad.
Yeah, no, I did it. I've done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now I feel better. Yeah. Whitey's not going to do it, though. This guy, he knows.
He knows. You guys ready for celebrity birthdays?
I'm ready, man.
Let's
I'm
go.
hot, baby.
You're hot?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the last one yesterday.
That's right.
Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than crumble cookies. Let's start, guys, with Joe Burrow.
These guys are younger than you think. Man, I'm going to say 26.
28.
Chris is closer. He's 29.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he was at a lot of colleges.
Yes, he was. Happy birthday to Raven Simone.
Okay. That's so Raven. It's the future I can see. It's so mysterious to me. Shout out Raven, man.
Who watched more 90s TV, you or Chris?
That was more early 2000s,
Yeah.
Raven.
Oh.
Raven was
That
early
was
2000s.
A little too young for me.
Yeah. But Mighty Ducks, huh? Right? We still got Big Green.
See, I watched Raven Simone when she was on the Cosby Show.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was late Cosby.
Let's see here. Raven, when I think Raven might be about, let's say 42.
40.
We have a correct answer. Goes to Christopher Ladd. Happy 40th birthday to Raven Simone. But you knew the song.
That's right.
Yeah.
I knew the age, which is the game.
No.
Happy birthday to Bobby Flay.
Oh, Bobby.
He's got this.
Beat Bobby Flay.
Did you beat Bobby Flay?
Did I tell you about Super Bowl? So, Styles and Watkins, right? We get out to Super Bowl.
Vegas.
And Jason, this is my dream, right? I'm wheeling and dealing. I'm talking to everyone. There was one guy, I just froze. Bobby's
Bobby
walking
Flay.
by with his entourage, and I walk by and I say, me and my wife love your show. Didn't get a picture.
Thanks.
Nothing.
Did he
Nothing.
say anything back?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Voodoo.
What else was he supposed to say? Bobby, older than you think, respectfully.
Respect.
Bobby is 62.
63.
Alan is closer. Happy 61st birthday to Bobby Flay.
Thanks for saying thank you, Bobby.
Yeah. Happy birthday to former Bears running back Matt Forte.
Now, he had a nice season.
Cool. It's from the league.
Matt Forte? Cool. Now, running backs.
Yeah, you know what they say.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with my normal theory. I'm going to say 40.
44.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Alan Styles. Happy 40th.
It's a theory. I told you the theory.
Yeah?
Yeah, when they're random, it's a big birthday.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Taco Fall.
That is random.
That is random, but
way more random than Matt Forte.
So is
there's
it a big
no
birthday?
way he's 30, right?
That would be a big birthday.
That would
Yeah,
be.
he's 30.
He's 30.
Yeah.
He is 33.
Oh, we got a correct answer, and it goes to random Alan Styles.
Told you.
Okay. Happy birthday, Tim Kirkchin.
Not random.
Not random.
I'm Tim Kirkchin.
And
ESPN.
I don't know. This guy's, he's like a vampire, but a vampire that was stuck at an older age. He became a vampire at an older age.
He's a Zon.
Yeah, like Arn Anderson.
Super Zon.
Yeah.
I mean,
King of the Zons?
no, he's first team, though.
Okay.
He's first team. He's been around. All those baseball guys, him, who's the other one with the bow tie?
Rosenthal.
They're all Zons.
Yeah.
And
Not Verducci, though. I
no,
don't think he
they're not
is.
passing either.
No.
You can tell
Yeah.
the way he walks. Oh, my goodness. Give me a break.
Come on.
Give me a break, you vert. Tim Kirchin. Tim Kirchin
is.
I honestly don't know. I'm going to say 63.
Tim Kirkchin is 66.
Chris is closer. Happy 69th birthday.
Okay.
That's a big birthday.
Yeah.
Well,
There you go. Let's see. Who else do I have on the list? Carlos Rodon, DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
I can't stand. I mean, his stint with the Giants. Give me a break.
Well, how old is he
Carlos.
today?
Who cares? He's 33, though.
Chris? Carlos Rodon?
34.
We have a correct answer. Goes to Alan Styles.
Don't
you
care.
love Rodon.
No, I don't.
You're a big
So
Rodon
sweaty.
guy.
Huge fan.
This guy sweats all the time.
It's because he's working.
No,
Working
not doing
hard.
anything. All right.
All right. Well, big show coming your way.
Huge.
Yeah.
Enormous.
As big as it gets.
Gigantic show.
And Alan is so big, you're going to stay after to watch.
That's right. That's right. I just
Whitey's
I'm going to take notes,
Yeah.
just see how Whitey does things and see how he asks the correct questions to a GM.
Was Dave on your show yesterday?
Oh my gosh, yes, he busted it. Just because this little window, right?
Yeah.
Just imagine seeing an ominous Dave figure,
Yeah.
and he just looking like this, and I say, "What's up, Dave?" And he comes in and he tells us, "I got this text from the sources, and Vivek is not against it." That was it.
Okay. Well, maybe more of that to come. Who
Yes.
knows? That's it for us. Thank you to Tim Plow, Katie Christensen, Patrick Willis. Up next, it's the Alan Styles Show right here on Sactown Sports. See ya.
A Sacramento tradition continues this year. The Santa Parade. Free for all to enjoy circling Capitol Park beginning at 10 a.m. December